Hello. Hi there. How's everyone doing? Oh shit. Turn. Okay, there we go. I noticed my audio was on for Twitch side. Speaking of which, go to Twitch side. I'm gonna link you to Twitch side. I need at least 3 people on Twitch side. Please go to Twitch side, gang. I need at least 3 people there consistently. Please and thank you. All right? We need at least a total of 3 people on that side. Okay. Cool thing. I got this for my birthday. Got that from my mom for my birthday. She bought me a bunch of other shirts that were also Rent-A-Girlfriend related. But one of them was AI. She doesn't know. She couldn't tell the difference. I was teaching her the difference. One she got me, and it was clearly Chinese, and they used like bad scans. Like, for those who don't remember, when the Hawaiians arc was coming out, they were releasing some scans early, because they didn't want leaks to come out before. So you would get some dirty scans, and these people like didn't have access to the actual scans of the manga, so they put that on the actual shirt. So you have like dirty scans on the T-shirt. And so a lot of them were like kind of bootleg, which made me feel kind of sad. I'm just like, oh, that's too bad. But I taught her like the difference between bootleg and like real shirts and shit. This seems like a real shirt. It's fan made, that I noticed. It's not a real Kingdom Hearts shirt, but it seems at least like half decent. So I'm like, that's cool. That's fine. I got some stuff shipped in. Give me a sec. I'll read the comments in a second. Just showing off what I got recently. So I got this. This is a art piece Reiji made for Duel Monsters or Duel Masters. Sorry, I used to play this game, but I saw this was on sale on Buy E, and I'm like, oh, buying that. I think it was around $20. $20 is still a lot, but for a rare card like this, that's not that bad. I also got um this. So I got this, and this. I gotta put these in like some sort of thing so they don't like get ruined. Especially this one. This is literally just paper. Right, this is literally just paper, so I gotta be careful with that one. I got these. So these are like, so there's a bunch of these, and these are rare. So these released around like volume 4 or something, and you know how when you buy Shiunji family stuff, they have like extra art pieces that Reiji made for the characters. Well, Reiji used to do that for Rent-A-Girlfriend, like really early on. He would draw art pieces. And these are like all the art pieces you could get for buying one particular volume. So these are rare as fuck. These are like super uber rare. And I found someone like selling all of them together for like, don't spend like this, please. This was like $80 or something. This was like $80 for a bunch of paper, mind you. For a bunch of paper. This is for me, right? Please understand, this is purely for me. I had that extra money, and I said, you know what? I want to get this. So I did. Don't do what I do. Don't, unless you can. Do not do what I do. Okay? All that paper is the same price as GTA 6. But that's the thing. I don't give a shit about GTA 6. I'm one of the few people who's never given a shit about GTA. I played GTA when I was young, never gave a shit about it. I'm gonna be a real gang. I could care less about GTA. However, I deeply love Rent a Girlfriend. So I'm more willing to spend $80 on paper of Rent a Girlfriend art than I am to spend money on GTA 6 because I could care less about GTA 6. Right? And understand this is more of a collector's thing. Like, these things are worth that much. I would argue these things are worth that much. Like, I didn't get scammed. Like, I'm dead serious. These things are worth this much. These are really rare. You will not find these. You will not find this stuff. This came out. It is drawn by Reggie. Yes. No, this came out when the manga was releasing. These are really, really rare, right? These are really, really rare. You're not getting anything like this. You're not gonna find this stuff. I have a few more over here. I'll show you. I have one that's like even rarer than like all of these combined. Like, and I would argue I also got it at a decent price. Jeez. Okay, putting this thing in this paper is gonna be hard, so I'm just gonna move it over here. Okay, I do have a few more, so let me go through these. I give you $50 for what? So I bought a collection of a few different items. Some I didn't care for. So I'm like, sure, whatever. It came with the package. One of them was so so this acrylic stand was pretty like famous in Japan when it came out because they're like, okay, here's all the girls just butt ass naked, right? Here's the girls just butt ass naked. I don't care for this, but it came with other stuff that I did want. It came with stuff that I did want. So I'm like, you know what? You're a cost I'm willing to pay. So one of the things it came with was these. So this is a little thing they made where the Chizuru is dressed as Minnie Mouse. And I'm assuming she went to like Disneyland, and you can get it from like a Disney trip in Japan at the time. I don't think you can get this anymore. So this is somewhat rare. Now I have a few also rare art pieces that came out with really, really early volumes. So this is one of the other ones. This came out like volume 2 or volume 3. Like, this was really, really early. So this is a rare one, and of course it's a color art, so it's a little different. All right. Then you have these. These are also from particular volumes, and they're also kind of rare. First, this one. I already had a copy of this one. So I already had a copy of this one, but it came with this particular package. So I'm like, it's fine. I'll take it. This. Okay. There is this double-sided one. So this is one side, and this is the other side. And again, these are like official stuff that came out when the manga was releasing. There's another one. So I got another one of these. I didn't even notice. Here's a Ruka one. This is also from like a very early volume. Now this one. Okay, this one is like so goddamn rare that I didn't even know it existed. I didn't even, like, you can't find this online. I was like looking for this one online. And I couldn't fucking find it. And it's this. So this is an official art Reiji did for when this thing was releasing. Now what's kind of cool is Chizuru's swimsuit. The swimsuit Chizuru is wearing, I want you to look really close at it. I'm trying to move this so it's visible. It literally looks like her Hawaiian swimsuit. The bra and underwear she's wearing literally has the white pattern in blue. It's her fucking Hawaiian swimsuit, and this is art made when the manga first released. Brother, that's kind of cool, right? A little horny, right? It's the classic, oh, right into the girl in the bathroom kind of shtick in the fucking anime bullshit, you know? But it's kind of cute. you know? So I don't really mind this one, and it has some details in it that's like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. And then it also came with this. This does not fit my phone. This does not fit my phone, but now I have it. I have Kazuya's phone case. This does not fit my phone, but I have Kazuya's phone case. And that's roughly it. I think I had maybe one other thing. I'm not sure what. Let me double check. Yeah, nothing at the moment. I'm gonna ship the newest Shiunji family volume and the newest Rent a Girlfriend volume soon. I think the only thing is like I shipped these before the prices for shipping started rising. So all of these I shipped before all that stuff kind of started happening. Now I noticed when I was shipping some of my recent shit, I'm just like, wait, why am I being charged like an extra like 2,000 yen? What the fuck? So it's already starting to show, right? The shipping costs are already starting to show because of the tariff bullshit. So yeah. Again, gang, I'm noticing no many people are on my Twitch side. Go to Twitch side. We need at least 3 consecutive watchers every time. So that's roughly it. Let me read some of the comments. Oh my god, there's a lot of comments. I wanted to ask, did Crumpy say anything about the next chapter? We were still dark about that. Okay, so real quick, for the next chapter, Crumpy did say this. So Crumpy did say this. So someone said that, I think it was Varicus, right? So I think it was Varicus. Varicus said that, Varicus or someone else said that, maybe it wasn't Varicus. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know who it was. Someone said that the teaser for next time can be read as one night stand. And according to Crumpy, this is true. The teaser for next time can, in fact, be read as one night stand. It could be read as maybe, perhaps, there's a chance that, as well as one chance only opportunity. That could be interesting, you know? That could be interesting. So, it's kind of hard to tell, you know? It's kind of hard to tell. One night stand could be relevant to what Ruka did with Kazuya. You know? Maybe it's not even there. Or maybe it's like relevant to that secretly, like underneath it. I noticed there was a pattern for last chapter for 429 where it directly paralleled when Kazuya called Chizuru, right? Right as Chizuru went to reject Umi, Kazuya called Chizuru. And I'm like, wait, suddenly it looks like, according to the bystanders, that Ruka dumped Umi, quote unquote. And then suddenly Chizuru calls her out of the blue. And I'm like, what if Umi called her or texted her? Right? What if Umi called her or texted her? And that's why Chizuru contacted Ruka. Some things like that could align. It could make some sense. So I'm like, oh, okay, like that makes some logical sense. Even though Umi said he wouldn't tell anyone, you know, Ruka's like, don't tell anyone, like blah 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 blah. Like she got upset at him, and he's like, well, I won't tell anyone, but nobody said I can't tell Chizuru, who already knows, right? So Umi could have. It makes some sense. Umi could have talked to Chizuru to step in and try to do something about this. And maybe that like sparks everything into motion. Who knows? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Chizuru just contacted Ruka on a sheer dumb whim, right? Maybe it's just completely random, right? Or maybe Umi did contact her. It could make some sense. There's a pattern there. Let's see. What else we got? I found out something interesting. We saw Kazuya had family and friends, but that doesn't mean he wasn't lonely. A person can have everything and still feel lonely. Yes, we already talked about this. I already said this. I already said this many times before. It looks like Mewtwo's hospital visit may have been a precaution. Apparently, their watch went off and they were doing tests, so that should potentially be analysis within the coming weeks. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was at the hospital a while back. I went to the doctor's today. I went to the doctor's today. I'm trying to get some labs done. The visit was a pain in my ass, but as a reward, I guess, like maybe it's like the universe rewarding me. We had our audit at work today, and prior to, so basically my audit was like kind of important at work because the last manager who was there kind of got fucked over, and we got like the lowest score in the district or something like that. So we had our audit today, and as I was leaving my hospital, like my doctor visit, I got a text from my coworker saying we failed the audit, and I'm pissed. I'm just like, fuck this, dude. This week has been shit. I'm so mad. I'm so done. Only to realize they were kidding. And I'm like, that is so in poor taste. Why would you tell your manager? I'm the manager. Why would you tell your manager this? This is so in poor taste. What the fuck? And it turns out we actually aced it with flying colors. And like we went from like the lowest score in the district to like one of the highest. And I'm like, oh, okay. okay. I guess I did my work good. Because I've been training everybody. And I'm like, oh, dude, I better get a fucking pay raise out of this. Yeah, no. So I was just like, oh, finally a fucking win. That was my brain. I'm like, finally a fucking win, because this past week has been like really exhausting. I didn't share it much with you guys, but like I worked like a lot of extra hours because like there was so much shit that needed to get done and there were so many problems. So that's why I didn't stream. Like, sorry I didn't stream. It's just like I was working like a whole bunch of hours, like trying to get some stupid shit done because that needed to get done and wasn't getting done. And there's a whole bunch of problems. And then today, like, I just like felt like crap. So I just called out. I'm just like, okay, I have a 4-hour shift today. I'm not working. I've done my work. I have done everything. I need a break. So I felt like crap, and I was going to stream earlier, and then I just fell asleep. And then I woke up and I was like, holy crap, I slept for 3 hours. Right. So I already slept in, and then I slept for an extra 3 hours because I was that tired. So that's kind of what was going on. I was just kind of cooked, dude. Like, I was so fucking tired, so I just needed a break. And then so I got to sleep in. I got to go to the doctors. I have my labs planned, and on top of that, I what is it? I got a win at work, and I'm like, thank you. Now, can I get a win here, right, with Winter Girlfriend stuff? Can I get a win here too? And I guess we're getting season 6, right? Almost everything seems to be indicating that we're getting season 6. So another win, you know. Maybe I need to start making my own wins too, you know? I gotta start making my own wins at work here, or here, like on our channel. I gotta start making some wins for us here too, you know? Can't let everybody decide the narrative for us. It's really sad. I was like seeing posts like on Reddit, and people were like talking about like why they dislike Kazuya's character. And a lot of it seems like built on misinformation, or just like things that like, yeah, he did stuff wrong, but then he did other stuff right. And it's kind of sad that like people only see Kazuya for like the worst of his character. And I'm like, yeah, he does stupid shit. Don't get me wrong. But why are we pretending that's like his entire character? Like, I just thought that was really weird. You know, like I was reading this post where this person's like, why do you dislike Kazuya's character? Or why do you hate Kazuya's character? And I was reading through and I was like, this feels weird. This feels weird. Like, it's like some of it I can understand, you know, the stalking Chizuru, for instance. But then you can see that he was in a terrible place, and Chizuru kind of fucked up in her own way too. And then he became a lot better afterwards. You know, he started doing a lot better. He lied to his family. Okay, but why are we not looking at the fact that his family facilitated all of this? You know? Yeah, his lie to them is no justification. Him dragging Chizuru into it is absolutely no justification. But to say that the people around him did not facilitate this behavior in putting so much expectations on him and treating him like crap would be nonsense. You know? That's what I love about Reiji's writing, is that he shows that, yeah, you have to take responsibility for your own actions at some point, while at the same time, your environment can very much shape the behavior and actions you ultimately choose to take. And I don't like that people don't see that. And then there's the people who are like, he's a cuck, he's a loser, I don't like him. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You guys are like not really a person I can reason with. Can't wait for season 6 announcement to drop. The salt will be tasty, lol. I saw from, I believe, Bulver, that there is apparently already an announcement of season 6 planned on Friday, which makes some sense. Like, that's kind of the vibe I got, that there would be some sort of announcement coming this Friday when the anime releases officially. Let's see. How you doing? I'm doing okay. What's everyone talking about season 6? Is it coming quicker or is it up in the air? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it takes until next year for us to even get something. So it's going to take until next year, even then. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get it until, like, summer or spring or something like that. But it's going to be announced. My heart rate got up to 200 BPM, felt like a severe panic attack. The only times my heart, like, went Jojo Monoki Roar, I'm a concurrent viewer. Which one is Jojo? Are you Jojo from Reddit or a different Jojo? Are you Jojo from Reddit or a different Jojo? Is this a Jojo I've seen before? Jojo! One and the same, I see. One and the same. Speaking of which, gang, what's your favorite JoJo? What's your favorite JoJo? My favorite JoJo is Josuke and, what's his name? Josuke and Joseph. Those are my favorites. Feel free to share in the comments. Who's your favorite JoJo? Who's your favorite JoJo? Mine is Josuke and Joseph. I do have a soft spot for, what's his name? Giorno. I have a soft spot for Giorno. And I also really like, what's her name? Jolene. Jolene is also great. Jolene's arc is weird, right? The whole of Jolene, like, part 6 is weird. It's still good, but it's weird. Let's see. Someone needs to tell Kibe about Turkey. It can do wonders for him. Turkey? Like the country or the food? And are the Kingdom Hearts Nendoroids expensive in the second market? I have no clue. I don't check much of the Kingdom Hearts or anything else in the second market, so I have no clue. I'm sorry. Her GTA 6 was $100+, and the online section is separate for another $20. What the fuck? So I heard that. So this is crazy. I was watching Maximilian Dude, and he literally said that. What is it? Like, they were talking, him and his gang were like talking, and Max didn't think it would be $80. And I'm like, I feel like it would be. Like, I feel like GTA 6 and Rockstar would fucking do that because they're that scummy. And they did. And I'm like, damn, fucking crazy. But then apparently you need to get the deluxe edition to get like all the extra shit, which is crazy. Like, and I mean, and not just extra shit. I mean, like, story content is locked behind the deluxe edition, which is fucking insane to me. I'm like, damn, dude, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Now, and they know it'll sell. That's why they're doing it. They know it'll sell. That's exactly why they're doing it. I'm mad at GTA 6. Yeah, I've never been a GTA fan, so I'm kind of okay. But I hope this does not set a precedent for the market, because not only has Nintendo tried to shoot up to $80, but now GTA 6, the flagship game, is trying to do this too. And you know it's gonna sell. And that's what I'm afraid of, is like, I don't want this to set some sort of precedent, and I hope it'll fail. Like, if they try to sell me $80 games in the future, I hope it'll fucking fail on its face. You know? How much for the tariffs fees? Like I said before, it's increasing a little bit. It's adding up, so they'll give me like a bunch of different fees adding up on top of each other. Recently they introduced another 500 yen fee on top of the other fees that were giving me, so I'm charged an extra 2,000 yen, which is around like $15-ish at the moment. Let's see. Oh, don't remind me of gachas. I used to waste money on gachas. $70 or even $80, I'd still be willing to spend, but $120, that's too much. Just understand, this is like something I've been meaning to buy for a while. Like that art that I bought before, I've been meaning to buy it for a while, and it's more of an investment, you know, like, because I'm not going to have to spend anything like that again. I'm not, and long term it's good, because while these items individually may cost less, I'm not going to find them individually, and with the shipping and all the extra costs, it'll actually end up costing more, because everything that can cost $10 in Japan, you're probably going to spend $30 on in total, because that's including the shipping. So in some ways, while I may have spent a lot of money, in other ways I've also saved money. So it's a kind of an equivalent exchange situation. Why not decorate your place? I'm already trying to. I'm trying to decorate the place with some of the stuff that I got. I have some stuff I'm already putting up, but it's not easy. I need to visit a dentist. I'm visiting my dentist on the 30th. Probably going to get some cleaning. My teeth are going to feel weird afterwards. Every time they do a cleaning for me, my teeth feel brutal. I love going to blah, 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 blah. I love trolling subreddits for the series, and I say, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the gut. For real, there will be a season 6. Oh my god, thank god. A lot of haters don't like the anime, but they don't even know the real concept and the heart of the story. Oh, tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it, bro. Watching Gigok's videos is insane sometimes because it'll feel like, or at least just watching him mention it. Like sometimes I'll just be watching Trash Taste or something else and he'll bring it up and I'm like, could you not? It's like someone shat all over my dinner. And I'm like, usually you think you'd be happy when someone brings up with something you enjoy, but every time Gigok does it, I'm like, stop. Fucking stop. So yeah, it really sucks like that the series gets so much hate and so much of it is just nonsense. So much of the hate is just kind of bullshit. It's like just nonsense. I understand while Reiji is happy there is success, the hate does get to you. And I think the way Reiji overcomes it is through healthy boundaries. He doesn't engage with social media very much. Even when things blow up, like he'll feel disappointed, but he talks and interacts with people that he stays in a healthy environment for me. Jerome, it will be the cohabitation. Who's Jerome? Oh, Jerome, that person. I feel like it'll be 2 years until season 6, given the crew is much needed a break. I don't think so. I think they're going to blitz it like crazy because they always do. None of the above. I watched 2 episodes and I have done Hook Me. Josuke and Giorno. Nice. Yeah, Josuke's peak. I love Josuke. Turkey is where everyone goes for hair transplants, so I answered Kibe. Okay, then. You're fine, Faye. You actually have hair unlike Kibe. Oh. No, I feel like my hair's thinning. Could be stress, it could be sleep, it could be a lot of things. I don't know if my hair will eventually come back, or if it's just going to stay like this forever. You know. In episode 10, I mentioned the misunderstanding between Kazuya and Chizuru because of her grandfather. Is it possible that the kiss in chapter 385 were Chizuru's motivations for kissing Kazuya? Well, real quick, you're misspelling Chizuru. Chizuru is not with an S, it's with a C. So it's like this. This is how you're supposed to spell Chizuru, just really quick. As for what you're saying, is it possible that the kiss in chapter 385 was Chizuru's motivation for kissing Kazuya? We don't know the full reasoning behind the kiss, but to me, the way I read it, it was her putting in her full effort. Because up until that point, she didn't feel like she was doing enough. So to me, it's the other half of the promise they made that day, where Kazuya says, I'm going to keep my promise. That's what he says to her in the kiss in 385. And in turn, if you connect to the other part of the promise, where Chizuru says, I'll do my best, don't worry, that's the kiss is her like doing her best. The kiss is her stepping up, you know? And in many ways, it's kind of her giving him a green light. Now, the kiss is founded on a misunderstanding and trust. You know, while Chizuru feels like she thinks Kazuya is ready to trust her, there is a fundamental misunderstanding. When she takes down the curtain, it's as if she thinks now they can trust each other, now they can talk. She's fundamentally misunderstood this. They don't actually trust each other. There is a problem at play here. They fundamentally don't actually understand each other, and Kazuya doesn't actually trust her. Anyways, Johan, can you explain to me what a one-night stand is? One-night stand is when you have sex, and like it's just sex for one day, and you never contact each other again. That's it. That's what a one-night stand is. So here, I'll pull it up. Maybe the dictionary description is better. One night stand. Here's hoping I don't get anything weird. A one night stand is a single casual... Here, let's go to Wikipedia. A one night stand is a single sexual encounter in which there is no expectations that there shall be any further relations between the sexual participants. It draws its name from the common practice of one night stand, a single night performance by an entertainer at a venue. The practice can be described as sexual activity without emotional commitment or future involvement. So in that way, it kind of connects. to what's going on with Ruka, except it wasn't a one-night stand. It happened a few times, you know? And there are issues at play here. It'd be funny if people were like, oh my god, Chizuru has a one-night stand with Umi! Oh! That'd be really funny. Oh my god, Chizuru had a one-night stand with Umi! Oh! I will say there is one aspect of the Umi character that is fascinating to me, and it's why Chizuru took so long to seemingly reject Umi. You know, why did Chizuru take so long to seemingly reject Umi? Now, there could be evidence for it. There is some evidence for why that is. Umi kept avoiding her. You know, Umi kind of kept avoiding her. He kind of didn't give her a chance to reject him. At the same time, she was very distracted. She kind of didn't give a shit. And 3, I still believe the whole Umi thing isn't really real. I still believe the reason Chizuru took so long to seemingly reject him is because he wasn't really in love with her, nor was any of this actually seemingly real. Maybe it's because he was already rejected in the past. So I think the rejection, like, there's reasons why it took so long, but we don't have any concrete proof from anyone why it took Chizuru so long to reject Umi, you know? But we don't have any details on that, so we don't know what the fuck is going on. But I do think it'll eventually be revealed. Let's see. Which website do you buy products from in Japan? Buy and then when I'm trying to purchase from specific websites, like you can install Buy to your like tool tab, like right here. You can install Buy to your tool tab, and then just when you go to the website, if the website has a connection to Buy or Buy recognizes it, you can just add to your Buy cart and purchase it from there. And then they'll ship to their own store. They'll ship to their warehouse, and then they'll ship to you. Let's see. There's going to be a yearly rag. They did it with season 2, 3, 4. No, there was a 2-year gap between season 3 and 4, I believe. And there was a 2-year gap between season 1 and 2 as well. So it's not consistent. Do this year changing all the staff and seasons 5 seasons less than a year. Well, it's not so simple. A lot of it is scheduling issues, and some of it wasn't fully planned. Let's see. We need one more here. We need one more in Twitch side, it seems like. Let's see. Not that the Hawaiians arc is bad, I just enjoy the Kohab arc. I mean, the Cohabitation arc is one of my favorite arcs because it's so fucking chill. It's such a fitting contrast to the Paradise arc. Paradise arc is so fucking depressing. Paradise arc is such a dark and depressing arc. So the Cohabitation arc is literally like a relief arc as a contrast. You know, we had so much dark and dreary shit for the longest time. So when you go to the Kohab arc, it's just such a nice, refreshing change of pace. I feel like these two arcs like completely complement each other, where one is really dark and depressing and shit, and one is just purely positive and happy. Now where we are in the manga is just kind of this weird middle ground where it's just all muddied up and there's no clarity. And because we're not addressing Hawaiians, we're not addressing the real issues. So basically, Hawaiians is pure darkness, whereas the Kohab is like pure light. But you can't have one without the other. You need the other for the other to be complete. We can't understand the Cohabitation arc in its entirety without looking at the Hawaiians arc, just as we can't look at the Hawaiians arc in its entirety without actually looking at the Cohabitation arc and what those arcs do. So I think that's why it's super fitting that we need both of these arcs to complement each other and create a clearer picture. Let's see. Think of the happiest day of your life and only for them to never talk to you again and you're now sad and depressed. Wait, what the fuck? When you did that Umi one night stand with Ruka, bit fate, there was hints at Mickey Mouse and gingerbread, by the way. What the fuck are you on about? I'm just so confused now. I'm either gonna cry or I'm gonna try desperately to hold on when the daycare scene is animated. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like the daycare scene a lot. Okay, so we're all caught up. Let me see. Let me check Twitch side. One night stand is where you stand around for an entire night. Don't believe the lies. What the fuck? We need one more here. Viewer count shows 3 to me, but the more the merrier. I'd like to at least have 4, even though 3 is the necessary number. Kohab has games and shit. It's pretty great. Yeah, the Cohabitation is just a really chill arc. It's like it's basically what you thought the Paradise arc was going to be. It's quite literally Paradise. We go to the Paradise arc, it's not Paradise. right? It is the antithesis of paradise. You are literally in a place of joy and fun, and you fucking hate it. Then you go to the cohabitation arc, and it's literally a paradise. It's not called a paradise. Kazuya calls it a paradise sometimes, but it's literally a paradise. Should we start the episode reaction? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about fucking time that I start the episode. Yeah, I took a little too long. There was a late start. But you know, we went through some stuff, so it's fine. Okay, loneliness and girlfriend. Join the Twitch side. Thank you. Okay, so they're gonna fight. If you've got something to say, spit it out. Oh, this is before they fight. So one thing I've noticed that they're doing to fill out the time, because they're adapting like 3-ish episodes instead of 4, is they're doing recaps at the start of the episodes. So they're doing recaps and adding extra scenes to extend the episode so that it fits the 24-minute mark, instead of over-adapting. Yeah. Chizuru feels... Yeah, Chizuru said she feels sad. Okay. Cute. Why is Kazuya not angry enough? No. Kazuya is not angry enough. I needed more anger. Oh, the framing is good. The framing is good. They had many literally in between them. Minnie's theme. Yep, she's blushing like crazy. Wait, why is this animated well? What the fuck? We'll randomly get episodes that are animated really well. What the fuck? They went out of their way to animate the water, dude. Yeah, it's a mini idea. Oh, wow. She said baka baka shi. She basically said that's really stupid in a formal way. Baka baka shi. Right? Oh, that's really... It's like she said that's really fucking stupid. Right? It sounds like a mini idea. That's really fucking stupid. I also just realized they actually kept the Endless 8 on Minnie's shirt. I also just realized they kept the Endless 8 on Minnie's shirt. So that reference is still there. Okay. What conclusions living together is supposed to help me reach? Aw. Yeah, this is where she fucked up. She starts fighting Minnie, right? She's like, this is Minnie's idea. He doesn't want this, right? But at the same time, she wants Kazuya to protest, and Kazuya is not protesting. He's just like, oh, this proves my this proves my already preconceived notions. And that's the problem. It's like she's trying to start an argument. She's fighting the wrong person, and the person she's trying to fight with isn't fighting back. And it's causing these issues where they're literally just completely on different wavelengths. Like, just look at Kazuya here, right? He just feels like, she doesn't get it. Trust her to be cool and rational, right? She's not gonna fucking actually get emotional, right? Fair. Her feelings lonely is one thing, and this is another thing entirely. She doesn't miss me in that way. Whose side are you on, Kazuya? Kazuya, whose side are you on? Wait, what did she say? Kudaranai. Jesus, Chizuru. Oh, she's like, Minnie's making this worse. Right? Minnie's making this worse. Every time Minnie engages with Chizuru, Chizuru just reacts. Every time Minnie engages with Chizuru, Chizuru just reacts. Kudaranai, baka baka shi. Jesus Christ, relax. Right? She keeps saying, never gonna happen. This is really fucking stupid. Chizuru, stop. Right? They're literally like hurting themselves. Right? They're literally hurting themselves in their own relationships. I think that's what Reishi's trying to convey. It's like they're doing the antithesis of what they want. And that's kind of their problem at this point in the narrative, is like the structural issue of their problems at the start of the narrative, at least here, sorry, like before the collab starts, is this idea that they're not doing what they want to do. They do the antithesis of what they want to do because they believe this is what they have to do. This issue is never resolved in the cohabitation. Instead, what the cohab does is give them the feeling they can do what they want to do. But the core problem of I don't want this, I don't want that, that's never resolved. They start doing what they want to do now, right? What the cohab does is allow them to do what they want to do. But the idea that this person doesn't want this and I don't want this is the problem. And that is never addressed. It creates this gap in an understanding between the characters. And this is what this arc kind of establishes. This gap of, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Oh, never happening. Moyamete! Oh, God. Minnie, stop. Don't rub salt in my wounds. Right? They fucking ruined his night. Ooh, okay, pause. I love the lighting. I love this lighting. Peak lighting. What the fuck? Dude, peak lighting. Yes. More of this. Why don't we get more of this? This is peak fucking lighting. This is lighting from season 1. This is the lighting from season 1. Season 1 had some really good lighting at night. The night scenes in Rent-A-Girlfriend in season 1 were like some of my favorites because of the vibes. Right? The vibes, the color palette, the color choices. Yes, give me more of this, bro. Whoever has been like taking like the third party that's been working on these episodes, thank you. The third party who's been working on these episodes and doing these animations, thank you. Jesus Christ. I'm so happy they outsourced some of these episodes because before they were just not outsourcing anything, okay? Or sorry, they were outsourcing to the wrong people, in my opinion, right? The only outsourcing they did, the people who they outsourced this to just couldn't keep up. Now, they keep getting, have you noticed that in season 5, you'll get a lot of episodes that are actually really decently animated. Season 4, I feel like they only had like one really well animated episode. I think it was like only one off the top of my head in season 4. Season 5 had multiple. Season 5 had multiple really well animated episodes. And it's jarring because you'll notice it right away. So it's really cool that we're getting more of that. We're getting vibes. We're getting timing. The only thing that I think they still ultimately struggle with down the line is music. I still think ultimately out of everything, the music is like their biggest like shoot in the foot kind of moment where sometimes they nail it. Other times it's like, guys, what the fuck? Jesus, Kazuya is a fucking mess. You should take him out before he revives and attacks us and the civilians. He might be having fun in his dreams. Wait. Wait. Yes. He must have had a lot on his mind. I'm not surprised after he kept drinking. Look at this. You're partly to blame, girl. That's pretty good, right? Did he say anything about me? Oh. Yes. Yes. But also it's a mistake, you know. At the time it's fine. Like I understand. I think early on it's okay that Minnie does this. And I think now in the manga, like having lived with Chizuru a little bit, Minnie doesn't realize that every time she does this, she facilitates this Chizuru's insecurity of just retreating. You know, every time Minnie does this without meaning to, you always do this. You know, I used to do this too. You know, I used to have friends where I would play coy like this. You know, I would do what Minnie does. I would play pretty fucking coy like this, but I didn't realize that what it did is it made people want to retreat. Right? So just be careful with your friends. Don't always tease, you know when it's okay to tease and fuck around, and know when to like talk to them honestly. Minnie tries to do that, but I think it's like she doesn't do it. She's still young, so she doesn't do it very well. If you want, you could try this. You could try teasing a little bit, and then afterwards be like, okay, sorry, didn't mean to freak you out. He said this, he said that. Minnie doesn't honestly tell her what Kazuya said. Minnie just said, oh, he just loves you, right? She just avoids the whole conversation. What Minnie consistently did from the beginning, and that informs her decision to ultimately not tell Chizuru about Ruka, is that Minnie constantly only gives Chizuru the positive framing, right? Minnie only gives Chizuru the positive framing of the situation. She doesn't tell her like the negative stuff, like Kazuya felt insecure that you were not acting normal. Kazuya was like worried about stuff, but he defended you when I said this. You know, people don't say that stuff, you know, because we worry that we're gonna get judged. We're gonna hurt people. But sometimes it's good to say these things, and I think it's interesting that Reiji intentionally leaves that that this idea that's not discussed between the characters. It's a good idea, you know. I love what Reiji's trying to discuss. Yeah, she lied. How much he really loves you. Hmm. Even as a zombie. Okay. You should fade the music out. That was a weird cut. Wait, there was a weird cut here. I'll show it to you. Okay. Okay, so look at this. Look at this cut. Look at Chizuru's posture and look at how Chizuru is gonna change. She literally teleported. She literally teleported. Right? She scooted next to him. She wasn't this close. She was looking. It's like I'm looking at you like this, and then suddenly I'm like this. That's just a bad cut. You drink too much, dummy. Okay, I have one problem with this scene. I have one problem with this scene. The music was okay when Minnie and Chizuru were talking, but the music should have either been lower or gradually lowered until it was gone. It keeps playing. This is a quiet scene. Dude, this is a quiet scene. You should hear the background, you should hear silence. Not just ba 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 ba. That's literally what's playing in the background. And I'm like, it feels a little tone deaf. It's like I get it, but and I get what they're going for. It definitely gives you like Western rom-com vibes. but it feels awkward in the moment. Yeah, it's still going. It's still going. Jesus. At least lower it. It's too loud. Oh, they kept the warning signs and wow, they kept the train warning signs and everything. That's surprising. They kept the train warning signs and everything. Wow, the scene understands this is wrong. The scene understands it's... Dude. This would have worked so much better if they just kept the background noise of the alarm sound and no music. It would have worked so much better if it kept the background noise without all this music. It's tone deaf. Dude, it's like there's tonal dissonance. Where on one hand, the sound of the area is conveying one thing and the music is conveying something completely different. Okay. At least cut the music when Kazuya says, I love you. Okay. I'll give it credit. There's one part I'll give it credit for. In the music, there's this part where it does... It's like a cutting sound. And it's ominous. I like that. I like this. The music has this like subtle ominous sound where just... It's just this weird background noise. It's like something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. You're doing something wrong here. Okay, cut the music when Kazuya says I love you. Okay. Oh my god, fuck you! The delivery is perfect! Shunhori's delivery is perfect! But bro, the music is fucking the scene! Bro, the delivery is perfect. A lot of the framing is perfect. A lot of the fucking visuals are perfect. God, stop with the music! Dude, the music is so fucking tone deaf! Dude, the music is so goddamn tone deaf. And the worst part is it doesn't change. I think that's where my problem with the music comes in with the music. It doesn't change. So when you listen to music, what I love, like this, they do this in video games a lot. What I love is that the music is paced to what's actually happening. This is the same fucking tune over and over and over and over and over, and it just repeats over for like the past 2-3 minutes. It's the same song on fucking loop for the past 3 minutes. It feels like background music turned up, right? It's literally background music turned up. And I'm like, this music, if you wanted, okay, personally, if you wanted this music here, put it or lower it. Take the music, lower the volume. Just a lot. Just have it be this background noise that's really fucking low. It's so loud. This, dude, this is tonal dissonance. No matter how you look at it, this is tonal dissonance. You want to know why? This is a quiet scene at night in an alley, and you hear ba 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 ba. You're not in a party. You're not like a fucking rave. You are in an alley at night with no sound, and the only thing you can hear is background noise. You shouldn't be hearing something this loud. It's too loud. It's tonal dissonance. I don't think this music is a good choice. It's just fucking awkward. And here, for those who are curious, I'll play the music a little bit. Now, it's been playing this song for the past, like, 2 minutes. It would be cute if it happened, like, right as Kazuya was saying this, but I've been hearing this exact tune for the last 2 minutes. Non-stop. Since Minnie started talking. Since Minnie stopped talking and went to get the taxi, since Chizuru crouched down next to Kazuya, turned to kiss him, almost kissed him and fucked up, heard the sirens from the fucking train, and Kazuya said, I love you, Mizuhara. This song has not fucking stopped. It's just running on repeat. Oh, shit. Okay. Now it's quieting down a little. Okay, it's finally quieting down a little. I fucking knew they would stop it right as he fell over. I fucking knew it. What a weird place to stop it. I will say, she looks adorable. Payback's a bitch, Chizuru. Payback's a bitch, Chizuru. You're the one who wanted to kiss him. You're the one who wanted to kiss him when he was asleep. Not so fun now, is it? Not so fun now, is it? Right? And it's so funny. People are like, oh, Reiji excuses these characters doing bad things, right? I hear that so often. Ruka has no consequences to her actions. Chizuru has no consequences to her actions. Here's Reiji literally showing Payback's a bitch. Right? Here's, like, when Chizuru tries to kiss Kazuya when he's asleep, they visually show train warning signs. You know, like train siren warning signs, as if to convey to you, this is wrong. What she's doing is wrong. And then when she stops as payback, Kazuya falls on her. You know, you're the one who tried to kiss him. It's only fair, right? Right? You didn't consent to this either, did you? Not so fun when it happens to you. But you can't blame him because he's fast asleep. Right? It's literally Payback's a bitch. Look at her freak the fuck out. Busted. Ooh, I love how Minnie says that. Nani desu ka? Just, the fuck you doing? Hey, Chizuru. What the fuck you doing? Right? Not only does Kazuya fall on her, you get a, what the fuck are you doing moment. This is Reishi straight up calling it out. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a guy, it's still fucking wrong. Right? Gender is not relevant to you doing something without consent. Right? Gender is irrelevant to that. You did something without consent. That's not fucking okay. Right? Chizuru almost did something without consent. She was about to, and she saw that it was fucking wrong. This, to me, is set up for her to be like, yo, Ruka, what you did was fucking wrong. Right? To me, it is set up for her to recognize that what Ruka did is fucking wrong. Because Kazuya did not consent. And I think Chizuru, out of everyone, besides maybe Minnie, right? Well, Minnie didn't notice it, right? Minnie didn't understand that what Ruka did was wrong. I don't think she even recognized what Chizuru did here was wrong. Because she didn't even know what the fuck was happening, right? Chizuru lied to her. So I think this is set up for Chizuru out of everyone to understand that what Ruka is doing is wrong. You're so nice. It is cute that, like, they're the ones who caused this issue, but then they're the ones who, like, carry him home. And here she is, looking at his lips. You gosh darn fucked up. I may have drunk a little too much myself. Yep, I drank too much myself. I'm not gonna allow. They. I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God. Wait a gosh darn second. Wait a gosh darn second. This is when the two birds were introduced. When Kazuya was dreaming. The first time we see these two birds is when Kazuya was dreaming? What? What? Does that... Are the birds supposed to represent a dream? Like none of this is real? Huh. What do the birds mean? That's weird. We've been seeing these birds for the past God knows how many chapters. Yeah, I like how they do it. It's clearly a dream. Yeah. I like how being home is the dream now, right? Being in the apartment complex is the dream now, not the actual real world. I think that's the idea. Kazuya being where he used to be is the dream now, not the real world. One sec, I'm gonna go check on my family. Hello. How was your day? Uh, I have tried to understand various dreams of the Kohat for over a year now. I think once we get, like, so, okay. From what I understand about the current arc, is that it's pretty much setting up to explain all the mysteries. To me, this arc, the current narrative of the arc, is setting up to explore all the mysteries that we don't understand. And in some ways, don't freak out, gang, it could be theoretically ending the series. I think the current arc could theoretically be ending the series, quote unquote. If that freaks you out, I'm sorry. Whether I do think Reiji will keep going, like once they get together, you know. But this could be a sort of ending, if you will, and I can kind of see it. Like there is a lot of signs there is some sort of ending occurring, you know. Like, a lot of this seems to be about that. Reiji has talked about certain things along those lines, like, you know, he's like, I don't know how long I'm going to draw. In the recent interview, he said, I don't know how long I'll get to keep working on what I do. Nobody knows how long they'll live. In the recent interview, he said something along the lines of, right now I'm just finishing the manga. I don't know where I'll go from here, but he didn't say he was ending it anytime soon. He's talked about traveling and going places in the manga. So I do think we're going to get some sort of ending soonish to the manga, but not like an ending where it's just over. It could be one of those like turn into something else kind of thing, you know, where it's like Reiji starts exploring different ideas through a relationship, right? So in the actual relationship, he starts exploring something different. And I do think that would be a good setup for him as a writer, because he's written so much around like getting into the relationships and the hardships of love, and the characters already dating. But what if they are dating already, and what he can explore from that? I do think he can explore a lot from that, you know? And there is definitely precedence for it. So I do think right now what Reiji is doing, in my opinion, is seemingly reaching a conclusion that informs a lot of what's been going on in the manga. So he'll inform Hawaiians, he'll inform the cohabitation, like he has a lot of stuff to do. He'll even inform a lot of the mysteries in the movie arc and even further before. The setup is like all there. The fact that he's returning to the roots of the series, the fact that a lot of the characters are returning to their original selves, if you will, tells me that he wants to solve all the mysteries. And that's not easy. That is, in my opinion, very not easy. You have to really have a vision. You really have to have a plan for what you're doing. I would say what Reiji is currently doing is akin to what Final Fantasy VII Revelations is doing, where there is a lot they have to explain, dude. There is a lot they gotta fucking explain. And doing it in a single game, like to a lot of people, did not seem feasible. But they seem really fucking confident. In that same way, Reiji, every time he's talked about the recent events in the manga, while there are things he's a little worried about, he seems pretty fucking confident. So I feel like we're going to start getting a lot of explanations for what's currently going on, especially once we get like our base conflicts of the narrative. That's my interpretation of where the story is currently going. That we're going to start getting these resolutions and explorations of these dreams, of what's been going on, of why everything is currently happening. I'm the most confident. Is it about your fucking Umi theory? Is it your fucking stupid ass Umi theory? Dude, Reddit has some crazy ass motherfucking theories, dude. Yours isn't the only one. There's this dude who's like so confident that Toru, Mommy's ex-boyfriend, is Umi, and he's like fishing so hard. Y'all fish so fucking hard. Like, I just don't see your Umi theory very well, to be honest. Like, the idea that Umi planned all of this. Umi doesn't seem like to me, from what I'm seeing, Umi doesn't seem nearly as calculated as people think he is. Just as Mommy wasn't nearly as calculated as people thought. She did some calculating things, but Umi doesn't feel that way. He has some calculated aspects, absolutely. Like if you look at it in certain ways, the way he's talking, I like the Umi Toro theory. It's funny in a dumb way, but it doesn't really fit the series. Yeah, like Like, that's pretty much me. Like, I'm just like, if this is true, this does not feel like Reiji's writing style. Especially because Reiji does not like, what is it? What does he not like? He doesn't like these, like, twists that just fucking happen and there's no build up to them. You know, Umi is barely a character. To say randomly, oh, he's just mommy's ex-boyfriend. Like, that's just the fucking pull out of your fucking ass kind of thing. Sorry, I thought I heard something. So it just doesn't fit the theory, or the story, sorry. I thought it could have some interesting elements, it just doesn't work for me. But the Umi planned all of this, and he's a bad guy. I just don't like that. I just really, really don't like that, because it's just Mommy 2.0. You know, it's like, why would that be interesting? Right? You know, like, I just don't see why that would be interesting. And I think that's where you have to try to understand Reiji's writing style. Why would Umi trying to separate Chizuru and Kazuya be interesting? You know, because we've already been through this. Now, Ruka trying to actually fully separate Chizuru and Kazuya and, like, actually straight up becoming a villain? Yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's unique for her character. Ruka has always teetered this line, always tried very carefully not to cross this line. What if Ruka, like, is pushed to a certain limit and does something like this? That's interesting. You know, Ruka, this character who's always teetered between support and like an antagonist, suddenly commits to being an antagonist. Okay, and then she makes a mistake she deeply regrets. Not only would she understand Mommy's character, Chizuru's perception of Ruka would utterly shatter, and she would start viewing her differently and start calling her out on her shit. That would be really interesting for Ruka's character. I don't see how Umi, being this superficial guy who wants to separate Kazuya and Chizuru, would be interesting. That's why I just don't click with that theory. It just seems boring. You know, I think Umi's character would be so much more interesting if he isn't the bad guy and is unintentionally doing bad things. That, to me, is so much more interesting, right? He's literally not the bad guy. He's just doing bad things without meaning to. And that is literally Kazuya's character. He is Kazuya's dark reflection. Anyways, let's keep going. I've ranted a bit. Actually, wait, let me get some tissues. My nose is about to explode. I can feel it, brother. Damn, the mic was like picking that up from a mile away, bro. The mic was picking that up from a mile away. I personally think Kazuya is just going to ask Chizuru to marry him, use the ring that's heavily teased, because if you think about it, everything they've gone through, the trial and the tribulations of what they're going, and Reiji's saying he wants to take the characters in a different place, perfect for a honeymoon arc. So I think you're kind of misunderstanding the ring a little bit. So the ring in Rent-A-Girlfriend represents expectations. It's more of a curse, ironically enough. It is something that has kind of haunted the characters. So for instance, if you look at the ring from the perspective of Hawaiians, it makes it really, really interesting. Because remember, what did Kazuya do in Hawaiians? He told Chizuru to keep holding on to the ring. She held on to this ring since Nagomi gave it to him. She can't give it back because Kazuya told her not to give it back. And it's just fucking sitting there, and she can't do anything with it. It represents her expectations and this gap between Kazuya and Chizuru. So for most of the Odaiba date, what's going on is that Chizuru wants to date Kazuya with the intent to marry. Kazuya just wants to date her. So their gap is completely wrong, right? Their intent is completely wrong. Now it's flipped. What happened? All these expectations that were on Kazuya, all these expectations that were on Chizuru are now on Kazuya, and he can't fucking handle it. He's starting to learn firsthand how hard it is to actually carry something like that with the intent of marrying someone and fully committing to them. So what does Kazuya start doing? Did you notice that? After Kazuya gets the ring, what does Kazuya starts doing? One, he starts becoming a lot more non-committal. Right? He's a lot more non-committal. Two, what else does he start doing? He starts changing himself. Right? He changes his hair. He starts trying to commit to a job. He's trying to get his driver's license. He's suddenly doing all these things that are absolutely overkill so he will get Chizuru's affection. Because there is that expectation of that ring now. Right? And that's the problem. That is the problem with that ring now. That this ring is representative of these expectations that the characters have undergone for most of the series, except now it's dialed up to 100, right? Now you gotta live up to a lifetime of expectations, and that is fucking impossible. Okay, that's impossible. That's why the ring is such a big problem, in my opinion. The ring is a curse, in my opinion. It's a fucking curse. And it's literally haunting these characters. And until they can address this curse, until they can address this problem of this ring, they can't use it. I don't think Kazuya can ask Chizuru to fully marry him until he addresses like the problem of this ring, right? Of why it came back to him in the first place, of why he forgot about it in the fucking first place, right? He completely forgot about this thing. Right? If you go back to chapter 380 when the rejection is happening, he completely forgot about this thing. Right? He didn't process any of it. He also just conveniently kept not asking Chizuru about Mami. Right? The character that we're seeing right here. He kept conveniently not asking Chizuru about this. So that's a big problem for Kazuya to understand in terms of Hawaiians. There's a lot of aspects to his side of the narrative that he needs to understand in terms of Chizuru's conflicts, to understand why he doesn't trust her. That a lot of it comes from his own choices and Mami's choices and everybody else's choices that have like haunted these characters. In contrast, Chizuru needs to understand Kazuya a lot better. You know, she needs to understand his fears, his insecurities. She needs to understand how her actions, when she's being kind of wishy-washy with him, give him the wrong inclination. And why he keeps going to that wrong inclination even when she corrects it. Right? Even when she corrects herself, he always goes to that wrong inclination. And the reason isn't because Kazuya is fucking stupid, or he's scared, or he's a cuck. No. He literally doesn't trust her. He literally doesn't trust her. That's why he keeps going to these wrong inclinations. Right? Mami and Ruka broke Kazuya's trust. And in turn, Kazuya started seeing that a lot with Chizuru, because she started also breaking his trust without realizing, right? And I think that's a big thing for Chizuru to recognize, the reason Kazuya doesn't trust her and doesn't open up to her. And Kazuya needs to understand why he acts the way that he does around Chizuru, and why she's acting the way that she does. So the ring, I think when you're saying Kazuya is going to use the ring to marry Chizuru, you're skipping a lot of steps, right? The ring can't be used, and if it is used, it would be fundamentally like wrong, right? It would be kind of the wrong path, in my opinion. So I think the characters have to confront these problems before they can ever get to the point of doing that. And the same can be said for like Minnie's character, right? So there's this like problem where Minnie is pretty much their messenger, right? Kazuya and Chizuru, Minnie's their messenger. They kind of just communicate between her. That's a problem that needs to be addressed, but the better question is, why did that exist in the first place? Right? There's a lot of other steps that I think we're skipping to get to the point that we want to get to. And I think, in my opinion, what Umi represents is merely the steps that they're not doing. And that is the reason why all of this is happening. That's what Umi is, in my opinion. He is the conflict. He is the hidden truths. He is the half-truths they're not addressing. So when Ruka says in the recent chapter, I'm going to spread half-truths about you on social media, isn't it really ironic? Because he's operating on half-truths that Ruka has told him, and Ruka is operating on a half-truth of Umi's character. Just as Umi's face has literally one bang covering his eye. He is literally a walking half-truth. You don't see the full picture. So literally, I think that's what Umi represents. He's always been the truth hidden underneath that you won't fully see. Anywho, let's keep going with the episode. I kind of ranted for a while. Okay, Kazuya's dream is the reality we lived up until this point. Okay, that's really interesting. I don't remember a thing. I thought that was my doorbell. I straight up thought that was my doorbell. Bro, I legit thought that was my doorbell. You're fucking alive? Ooh, I don't think you guys noticed it, but look at how like the edges are like swirling. Who notices it? Look at how the edges are swirling. That's kind of cool. Oh my god, what the fuck? Are these tigers? Are these tigers or lions? And her fucking thing is just like was these tigers or lions? What the fuck? Wait, was it like that in the manga? Oh my god, it was. Wait, oh my god, it was. What? Oh, they're tigers! Wait, they're fucking tigers. Tiger's Den, bro. Bro, Tiger's Den, bro. Tiger's Den, brother. Tiger's Den. Umi's haunting Kazuya in his fucking nightmares. She finished her investigation. The atmosphere. Oh my, his future room. I love the tease. We're getting like a teaser of the cohabitation arc. We're getting a teaser. Oh, it's delicious. I love the vibe. I love the atmosphere. Dude, it's so lived in. This is such a home. This is such a home. If you've ever lived in a house, bro. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, getting flashbacks. You're practically replaying the same scene. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh. Thank you for not showing the vomit. Thank you. Thank you for not showing the vomit and just using stupid sounds. I am a vomit hater. I despise vomit. I have fucking vomit trauma, bro. I once took care of my friend on his birthday and he got shit-faced drunk and I had to watch him because he was like throwing up while sleeping. So I had to like turn him to his side, make sure he doesn't fucking choke on his stupid shit. And ever since then, I'm just like, I don't drink. Nope. I drank like sometimes with homies. But ever since then, I don't fucking drink, bro. And that smell, dude. That smell. I stayed up all night watching this motherfucker so he wouldn't fucking die. Okay? Fuck that shit. Never again. Never again. I have vomit trauma. I got me vomit trauma. I hate that shit with the fury of 1,000 suns. I've only ever gotten like buzzed, like really badly buzzed. I've never been drunk. Well, okay, maybe the first time I drank, I was kind of drunk because I woke up. I woke up with a hangover. My head was killing me, but I was still like mostly in control for most of it. You know, I was a lot more. I'm so happy and fun. This is so great. And then 2 seconds later, you feel the pit of depression in your stomach, bro. You feel the pit of depression in your stomach. Do not drink if you are depressed and sad. Please don't. You at first you'll be happy because you know your inhibitions are like disappearing a little bit. First you're happy, then you feel a pit in your stomach so fucking vast it makes the depression and sadness you felt before look like a fucking cakewalk. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it, bro. If you drink with friends. You know, drink with friends and make sure your friends are fucking responsible and they're not goddamn stupid. Okay, please. You know, the friend I drank with, he didn't drink anything. He didn't drink anything. He was my designated driver. He didn't fucking drink anything. He was doing it for my birthday. You know? So get homies like that. You know? Oh. Oh, dude. I love Sora's delivery for Chizuru right there. Sora's delivery for Chizuru right there was perfect. She sounded so caring. She's like, "Hey, are you going to be okay? Oh man, you were really struggling last night. We couldn't move you an inch. Like, I was so worried about you." Like that's pretty much how it reads. Right? She didn't say I'm so worried about you, but she's like, "Are you going to be okay?" Like she's talking like really like, "Oh, that's so cute. That's so fucking adorable." I'm a noisy drunk who got completely plastered. Oh, we're getting a taste of the cohab. I'm a failed man, Jesus. The dream was prophetic. Yeah, so the dream is how the cohab started. Right? So that dream that you failed, that Chizuru wants nothing to do with you, that is where the cohabitation started, and it is literally the building block to everything that happens moving forward. Kazuya's been stuck on this dream this whole time that he's going to fail his investigation and Chizuru will never talk to him again. Even when he lives with her, that thought will always be stuck in his head. Right? That is what that dream represents. Ubuarida. This song again. They love playing this song. Her old outfit from the first time they met. I find it really interesting that the outfit she thinks of when they first met is the very, very first outfit, right? The very first outfit she wore when she first met him. The outfit Kazuya thinks of is the second time they met. Right? The outfit Kazuya always thinks of in his head is the second time they met. Chizuru thinks of the real outfit she wore. Kazuya thinks of the dream outfit she wore for him. I swear, this is a nod. This shot to me is a nod to what is it? This shot to me is a nod to when Chizuru was in her room alone. Right? But this is like different. This is like the opposite. It's like she's unpacking her feelings, right? It's like she's literally unpacking her feelings. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Right? Rather than before, when she's sitting in a room alone, not processing why she's crying, now she's sitting in a room unpacking her feelings, quite literally, right? Trying to delve into them and figure out what she wants. Damn, he is... That lasted a whole ass day. Look at Kazuya's foot. Look at that foot, bro. Look at that foot. Look at that hand. Look at his fucking hands. This foot's normal. This foot's normal, but look at the hands of this fucking foot. It's so funny. No, this is not AI. Before you stupid fuckers say that, this is literally just a bad drawing. This is that you have to have seen this before to know. This is literally just a bad drawing. They just drew that really fast. It's not AI. I should die. Oh my god, he starts saying it again. Oh my god, he starts saying it again. Right? It started in the Hawaiians arc. In the Hawaiians arc, he said, I should die. Now, before he starts living with her, he says, I should die. And it happens after drinking. Then he says it again after he moves away and Minnie gets him drinking. And again, he kind of wants to die. These are straight up symptoms of depression, right? When you get a hangover or when you're drunk, you start saying shit like this, right? Especially if you're not in a good place. Nothing good will happen even if I live. Jesus. Yeah, Reiji's absolutely talking about mental health. Reiji is absolutely talking about mental health. Jesus Christ. The fact that Umi brings up mental health is not a coincidence to me. And I've always said Reiji has talked about mental health, right? I've always said Reiji has like consistently talked about mental health. Nothing good will happen even if I live. Jesus. Mizuhara will reject me and go off with some other guy. I would be able to bear seeing it happen. This pessimism is the acetaldehyde talking. What is that? I'll look that up. Acetaldehyde, something like that. Acetaldehyde is a highly reactive, volatile. Okay, let me show you guys so you can see where I'm. So Sumi said this. A highly reactive, volatile, organic chemical compound that exists as a colorless liquid or gas at room temperatures. It is widely used in chemical... Okay. What does it do to you? What does it do to you? Okay. What's it do to the body? Triggering severe physical discomfort like flushing and nausea and damaging your DNA. Over time, this buildup can lead to organic damaging... Oh, it's created when the body metabolizes alcohol. It wreaks havoc on your system by triggering severe discomfort and damaging your DNA. I don't know about damaging your DNA, really. Seems excessive. Yeah. That's a product of your alcohol as a breakdown in your body. Yeah. Yeah, and again, when you're like this, man, you are not in a good place. Getting that drunk was on me, too. I brought this upon myself. Not fully. Not fully. Minnie got you drinking. Then Chizuru facilitated with arguing with Minnie. It's not really fully your fault. Yeah, you have a responsibility to yourself, but they clearly, weren't that responsible to you either. I'll never get a girl like that to seriously consider me an option again. Oh, he said Mizuhara will never consider me as an option again. Oh, look at him hide. He's so scared. That was so good. He like shook. When she turned to look at him, he like shook. Oh, he's so fucking scared. He's like a scared puppy, dude. He's literally like a traumatized, scared puppy who's been like hurt too much and he's afraid of getting hurt even more. I just realized she was sitting like this over here with him. now he's lying down over here, and she's sitting on the other wall. And look at where she sits. She sits right next to the picture. Right? She sits right next to her family picture. Whoa, that was cool. They did something kind of cool there. Respect. So I'll show you what they did. It's kind of cool. Okay. Look at the color. There's color. Still color. And it fades and fades and fades and fades until it's just black and white. Our past, present, and future are just going to get vaporized. The past is real. The present still feels a little real. And then the future turns to black and white. Like it's all just going to disappear. Now they finally start using silence? Fucking really? Now they start using silence? You couldn't have done this sooner? You couldn't have done this sooner? Fuck me, dude. And now it's going to play music. Called it. It's playing the jazz again. Fucking hell. Or no, it's a piano theme. It's a piano theme. This sounds like a cohabitation theme. Right? The theme that I'm listening to, it sounds like a cohabitation theme. You're a broke bitch. Huh. I just realized she brings him porridge when he's sick, and then later he brings her porridge when she's on her period. Shut up! Oh my god, Minnie, look at how she's sitting on him. Bro, Minnie, I need you to look how you're sitting on this, man. Minnie, what the fuck are you doing? Minnie, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Wait, is it like this in the manga? Wait, is it fucking like this in the manga? Wait, Minnie, what the fuck? That's actually really funny. Okay. No, it's not like this in the manga. She's to his side. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? She's not on him in the manga. She's literally to his side. This makes so much more sense. Why is she on top of him? Why is she literally mounting his ass? Bro, why is she literally mounting his ass in the animation? This makes so much more sense. I need to show you guys my edit. I've made my edit for this. I need to show you my edit for this because I made a lot of edits for this and I love it. I fucking love this thing. Let's see. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh! Why would you aim for the jaw? Dude, she hit him like it was a fucking Baki episode. She hit him like it was a goddamn Baki episode. Give me a break. I'm high on adrenaline right now. Yeah, they started living together. Huh? Wait, there's still a good 7 minutes. What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? There's still a good while. Wait, what the hell? Oh, they show Chizuru cooking? What the fuck? Wait, that's a nod to the end of the cohab. Wait, that's a nod to the very end of the cohabitation. She's cooking. Oh, that's a cool addition. That's actually a good addition. Oh, their book end. Okay, I see why they added this. Their book ending. They're two cores. So they're two cores. This was the first episode. They're book ending it. So they're like, oh, we're looking back on everything we experienced. I see. Yeah. You're gonna show Hawaiians. Okay, I see why they did this. Okay, so I see why they're doing this. It's like it's both a nod to the end of the cohabitation arc as well as, hey, we're filling this time. Look back at that we went through, guys. Oh, such good memories, dude. It's like they're trying to say goodbye, but they're also setting up for the future. Yep, go ahead. Yep, Hawaiians. The kiss. Uh-huh. This is a bit much. This is a bit much. I get it. It's a bit much. Like, this just happened like a few episodes ago. Like, I get the idea behind this, but it would have worked a lot better if it was, like, their entire lives, you know, up until this point. But I get the idea. Okay. It's the movie. It's the scene of Ruka in the movie that we just heard that Umi saw recently. And Ruka is seeing it. Okay, she remembers the kiss and she's sad. They did the cringe anime bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna show you why I rolled my eyes. I'm gonna show you why I rolled my eyes. Look at what they do with her boobs. Just look at Rika's boobs. They fucking had her boobs jiggle with her. What the fuck, man? Just could you tone it down? I get you're horny, but could you fucking tone it down? And no, this isn't Reiji. He doesn't do this shit. I want to see you again. I can, right? Promise. True. Wait. I didn't process, but Rika doesn't have her ribbons. We didn't process that. Oh, they are so alluding to the future. Guys, be better. Guys, be better. You're so sad, bro. Be better. Be better. Jesus Christ, be better. Okay, this is foreshadowing season 6. Kasumi's getting the gift. She's gonna. Oh my fucking god! She literally picks it up. It's literally her gift. Jesus Christ. Minnie, goddamn! Oh my lord, Minnie, goddamn! Wait, this is actually this is actually a nod to the pre-order bonus. There's a pre-order bonus where you can get Chizuru and Ruka dressed like this. Yeah, this is a nod to that. Next time, the heart racing living together arc begins. They are so foreshadowing it, bro. Oh my god, Koronomoru is hot. That's pretty good. Okay, the living together. Yeah, look forward to it, guys. Show your support and get the views count up. Peak Lindo. What the fuck? Oh wow. Oh my god. Goddamn, Minnie, look at that fucking bank she's making. She's making bank. Oh my god, it's this guy. Wait, what was he reading? Oh, he's just reading a Shonen magazine. Okay. Oh, Nagomi. Oh my god. Nagomi, please. Look at Kazuya just like fucking bleeding in the background. A feast for the eyes. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, she's gonna. Okay, they're gonna show rental. I bet they're gonna show rental. Yep, she's gonna. Come on, they're so foreshadowing it. Mommy. Who's she? What the fuck? What? Huh. That was weird. The mommy scene was a little weird. Huh. Was that supposed to be... What's his stupid face? Was that supposed to be what's his stupid face? The guy she's like betrothed to? Oh, Minnie has a nosebleed now? secondhand nosebleed. What the fuck? Aw. Chizuru has her family. And then she thinks about the kiss. How is this going to end up? And it just ends. Okay. Okay. Wow. So that's cool. They're like, here, we're gonna actually show you the Ruka scene in the manga from the fucking movie to be like, hey, look, see, this is what Umi saw. This is what Umi saw. Right? Just fucking just a direct nod to that. That's pretty funny. Some stuff was kind of weird. I don't like what they did with Mommy. I don't like what they did with Mommy. I'm gonna be real. That's like the one of the so I don't like the Kibe scene very much, and I don't like the Mommy scene very much. The Kibe and Curry scene and the Mommy scene. Those felt kind of tone deaf. A lot of the extra scenes near the end, I get what they were going for, but it's like you could tell like these aren't really fully the characters. They took a lot of liberties with them. So for instance, like what they do with Mommy's eyes, they do this thing where they do the doom eyes, but Mommy stopped really doing the doom eyes. She started doing the giving up eyes. They don't look the same. Reiji draws it really differently, you know. Reishi draws it pretty differently. Like I'll show you a good example. Like I'll show you what he does. She just looks more depressed. She doesn't say what a drag or any of that stuff. So that just kind of felt a little off to me. I don't like the scene with Kibe and Curry in the pool looking at women's asses. Like that just felt almost out of character. Like for Curry, it made some sense. For Kibe, not so much. Kibe at this point in the story is going through a really weird phase in his life, so this doesn't feel like his character, you know? Especially with the way Reiji goes about showing Kibe in the future, he looks a lot more mature. The only scene that felt very solid to me out of all of them was the Sumi scene. That's the only one that made perfect sense. Right? Out of everything, that's the only one that made perfect sense to me. The Ruka scene was okay. Out of all of them, the Ruka scene was okay. The scenes between so one scene I don't like that they added was the one where Chizuru walks into the room and she's like, get out. On second hand, get out. I didn't like that. I don't like that addition. That felt very tone deaf to her character. That felt very antithetical to everything up until this point. The joke of her seeing him nosebleed is fine. But her telling him to get out just felt kind of awkward. That doesn't feel like Chizuru at this point. You know? I feel like Chizuru would have just been like, what? She would have just been confused, and you're like, why? What's going on? Why is your nose bleeding? She would have said that. She wouldn't have said, get out. That doesn't feel like her character. Near the end, that's also kind of her character. You know, when Minnie gets a secondhand nosebleed, that's kind of funny. You know, you could tell they added these extra scenes just to fill out the time. You know, a lot of these scenes just felt like, hey, look forward to season 6 and we're filling out the time. You know, and it's a kind of goodbye in case we don't get a season 6, but it feels like we're getting a season 6, you know? So I would say the ending is like 7 out of 10. I would say out of the like the entire episode as a whole is like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. It's just there's some scenes I don't really like. Some of the additions are a little awkward. Some stuff is okay. Absolutely. I like the Sumi scene. The Ruka scene felt okay. Too. You know, the Mommy scene, I get the idea behind it is sound. The execution isn't. I don't like the Kibe Curry scene at all. That's just weird. Curry, it makes some sense, but Curry isn't like going to a pool to look at women's asses. That's just a little weird. he only did that because he happened to be there. He's not gonna go to an actual pool and look at a woman's ass. It's like, dude, you're fucking perverts. Like, what the fuck? That's the kind of shit you get kicked out for. You know, that's fucking gross. Like, you don't do that shit. That's fucking weird. And I feel like they would know that it's fucking weird. They're not just checking out any woman's ass. They happened to be with Chizuru, Mami, and Ruka, so they were like, we'll check out their ass, even if it's fucking weird, you know? So they're not just oogling anybody. Like it's that weird middle ground where it's just like, guys, what the fuck? But okay. At the same time, what else was there? Yeah, the last scene was kind of cute. You know, I liked seeing Chizuru smiling when she's looking at her grandparents and she's wondering how it's gonna go. I don't know how I feel about like her thinking about the kiss. That's fine. It's just it came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. Mommy felt like a false teaser. Yeah, like, if you look at it out of context, it looks like, oh shit, Mommy's gonna start shit again. Right? It looks like, oh shit, Mommy's gonna start shit again. But that's not how she's been acting. You know, like, she would look at her phone and she wouldn't say that's a drag. She would hate herself for, like, wanting to talk to him. Like, Mommy just felt very inaccurate. The entire Mommy segment just felt very inaccurate. Let me show you, like, why. Like Mommy definitely has a lot more life in her eyes, and it just felt kind of awkward seeing how they were presenting her. Yeah, so here it is. That's more of the look she has now. Right? This is more of the look, like, this is the look Mommy has when she's depressed now. It's not the same. It's not the doom eyes. She stopped doing the doom eyes. Right? It looks like she's sleepwalking. It literally looks like Mommy is sleepwalking. It's not the doom eyes. So I just didn't like the doom eyes change. That just felt kind of weird. Jaws would be pissed. No, Jaws just likes Mommy existing. Mommy exists, Jaws is happy. Mommy exists, Jaws is happy. He doesn't care. See, called it. He said the scene was peak. Called it. He said the scene was peak. Right? I'm in a Discord server with him. He said the scene is peak. Called it. Fucking knew it. See? Told you. I don't know. It just didn't... Is it weird that I found a lot of the characterization strange near the end? Like, just a lot of the characterization near the end just felt a little strange. You know? Just a lot of the characterization near the end of the episode just felt a little odd. And I can't tell why. You know? It's like, yeah, the characters used to act like this. Like, what they're showing is the characters used to act like this. But not at this point in the story. I think that's where the tonal dissonance is occurring, in my opinion. I think that's where the dissonance is happening. The characters used to act like this. They're not acting like this now. So I think that's why it feels a little odd. You know? It's like, yeah, what you're characterizing would be correct if it was at an earlier part in the story. Now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe it's foreshadowing something that'll happen in the next chapter. What? Mommy? No, it felt more like foreshadowing, like that guy that she's betrothed to. I think I figured something out of all these people that witnessed Ruka and Umi create false rumors, and Umi and Ruka had one night stand. Oh. Maybe. I felt that the one night stand, it could just be a red herring, right? Because remember, it's just one of the ways you can read this phrase. It doesn't mean it literally is. I would say this is a decent finale. Not like a amazing god tier finale. You could tell they had to create a lot of extra scenes to fit in all the extra time, you know? I would say it could have been a 10 out of 10 if they didn't have so much tonal dissonance. I think the anime just will never escape this. I'm sorry. I think the anime will never escape this. It will be stuck with the tonal dissonance for all time. I do think this is a cool shot to end on. You know, it looks like Chizuru's sleeping, right? Chizuru like curls up, and it looks like she's sleeping. You know, until she wakes up again or something like that. Her sitting and looking at the photo is also a direct nod, or at the photos of her grandparents is also a direct nod to how the cohab ends. So they do two direct references to how the cohabitation ends. One, with Chizuru cooking. Two, with Chizuru sitting in front of her family's altar. Right? So these are two direct references to the current narrative of the manga and where we are. So I think that seems like a very intentional thing they're going for. Let me read some of the comments from Twitter side. Oh, Hero of Light popped in here. Hello, Hero of Light. I don't know if you're still here. Fun fact, oh, I already read this. I think I already saw that Hero of Light was here earlier. That's the product of the alcohol. Alcohol is literally toxin. Yeah, I already know this. Doesn't mean that everybody should just force to stop drinking or whatever. There's pretty interesting study where alcohol is literally associated with worse and worse health outcomes. There's not a healthy outcome amount. It's the same. The past is a memory, the present is a gift, the future is an anxious nightmare filled with dread and uncertainty, and maybe a silver of hope and dreams. Sliver. Really? I thought I was writing existential dread. Minnie always mounting Kazuya. Yeah, but she didn't actually do it in the manga. Nor does she actually mount him that much. These scenes scared me. I feel like these scenes were never getting another season. No, they're literally foreshadowing future seasons. They're literally so the Ruka thing directly nods to the current events of the manga. The Sumi scene is a direct nod to a future event that's going to happen within a few chapters. It would be a few episodes in season 6. The Mommy scene is directly nodding to Mommy's arc and her wanting to contact Kazuya. Kibe scene serves no fucking purpose, right? The Kibe and Curry scene serve no fucking purpose whatsoever. Like, that's why I don't like that scene. It serves no fucking purpose. The Kibe Curry scene serves no fucking purpose. It's just to pad out the time. There's a scene with Minnie when she's streaming and she's saying the cohabitation arc starts now. Look forward to it. Exciting heartbeat moments. It's so fucking hype, bro. Like, then you see Kazuya and Minnie like cleaning up and like Chizuru is like, I wonder how it's gonna turn out. It's like they're setting you up for season 6. There's too much setup for season 6. Like it's all there. If you feel a little scared, it's a bit of the tonal dissonance. So there's a problem with how they execute it. It's more of an execution issue. That's why you're a little scared. The reason you're a little worried is because they do this scene in the very beginning before they start everything. You know, they do this scene where before they start everything. This is where I think they kind of fucked up. It's what they're trying to do after the credits play is they have all this time they're trying to fill out. So they add some extra scenes that could work, and they add some extra scenes that could allude to future events. One thing that I don't like that they added that kind of shoots themselves in the foot, and it's the reason you feel this way, is this scene right here when Chizuru is cooking, and she gets a flashback to everything in season 4. Right? She gets a flashback to everything in season 4 and season 5. And like, it gives you the vibe of, what a great journey we've been on. It's gonna end now. We've been through so much together. And I think that creates a tonal dissonance with the excitement for season 6, where it gives you the feeling that something is ending, which, yeah, it is. Like season 5 and season 4 were like paired together, so it's ending. But at the same time, they're foreshadowing season 6, so now you have a little bit of doubt. I think that's kind of where they created a bit of tonal dissonance. And in their attempt to say goodbye to season 4 and 5, they end up giving you the inclination there might not be a season 6, when they are very much foreshadowing not only season 6, but season 7 and possibly 8. Just understand, if they continue into season 6, they have to adapt season 7, which means they have to adapt season 8, which means they can't stop. I actually don't think they can stop at this point. Legit. I don't think they can stop at this point. They have to adapt it. Because each one leads right into the other. Right? The fact that they committed to adapting the Hawaiians arc means that they have to keep going. They can't stop. Right? Because the Hawaiians arc is what starts everything. The Hawaiians arc is central to the entire current narrative right now. They can't stop. They have to commit. Right? And I think they would want to. You know, they would get like possibly a nice title. It's like one of the longest running romance rom-coms. You know, it's yeah, like I think they would get like a cool title from that. You know, one of the longest running rom-coms. Varicus also said that the word had a deeper meaning in the first serious discussion on Reddit about the one night thing, that it had more meanings. We can read it in a bit. Just let me finish reading some of the comments, and then don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. Probably gonna get demonetized for that. How did the boobs move that her shoulders moving? I know! The fucking Ruka edit, bro. Oh, you just reminded me. I need to show you guys my edits. That you just reminded me. I need to show you my punch edits. I totally forgot about that. You just fucking reminded me, dude. I need to show you my fucking punch edit. Where Kazuya gets punched into fucking oblivion. I think this is the first one. Oh, you're gonna listen to my shitty voice acting, bro. You're gonna listen to my shitty voice acting, but I love this edit. Please understand, I love the ever living fuck out of this edit.
Huh? Amori-san, can you hit me?
So stupid. I think I have like 2 more. So for those who don't know, the guy who just got punched by Ryu, his voice actor was Kazuya's dub voice actor until season 4. It's Alex Lee. He was Kazuya's dub voice actor for the longest time. I think this is another one I made.
Amori-san, can you hit me?
Perfect.
The guy who just got punched, his name is Kazuya. Oh, what the fuck? And then I think I got one more.
Huh? Amori-san, can you hit me?
Oh, what? Oh, no. Where's my Donkey Kong one? Where's my Donkey Kong one? I have a Donkey Kong one. Where the fuck is it? No. Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, there it is.
Now you.
It's smaller now. But whatever.
Can you hit me?
Okay. Now you die.
So stupid.
Final round. Fight.
And then Mishima.
Perfect.
Yeah, the fucking Mishima one. So stupid. So fucking stupid, dude. Oh, we're gonna get this soon. We're gonna get when we get season 6, we're gonna get this. Right? We're gonna get this in season 6. Fucking Minnie showing up and doing her Code Geass fucking bullshit. Look at that Code Geass bullshit. Minnie's such a weeb. Minnie's such a weeb. She's an otaku. She's such a fucking otaku, dude. Okay. Mommy, who is she with? I'm pretty sure it's this guy. So for those who are asking who the fuck mommy is with, I'm pretty sure it's this guy. It's this dude that we finally meet. We're probably gonna meet this dude either season 6, like late season 6 or season 7. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna meet this dude until maybe season 7. You know, because we don't properly meet him until chapter 342. I think it's 342 when we finally meet this dude. Yeah, right here. Right here. And this dude, what was his fucking name? It's like, what was this dude's fucking name? Here, let me pull up the Japanese or the chapter. What was this dude's fucking name? It's like it's Hakuba. I think his name is Hakuba, which, and like when you say his full name, it means like white horse, right? His name is like a very aristocratic name, and it means white horse or some shit like that. Okay, I'm Toru Hakuba. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who she was with. I'm like 90% sure that's who she was with. And that makes a lot of sense. Right? If we go to the episode, I'm pretty sure that's who she was with. All right. So we don't see his face, but he clearly has black hair. Mommy's all dressed up, right? Why would mommy be all dressed up if he's not the guy, right? He gets up and leaves. Right? We barely see him. He just gets up and leaves. And I just don't like this. I just don't like this turn to the Doomais again, because these are the same exact Doomais they did for the longest time, and Mommy stopped doing that. Right? Mommy stopped doing that. So it's just strange. Why he has the name as Mommy's ex? No. So Mommy's ex is Tauru. Tauru. So Mommy's ex is spelled Taoru. This one is spelled Toru. Toru. Tauru. Tauru, something. Like, I don't remember the exact name. Right, so Orishima or something like that. I misspelled it, I know. Yeah, Tauru, or right. So the one we talked to, his name is spelled Toru. This one is spelled Taro. Right. So we can look at how to pronounce it. Oroshima Toru. Toru Hakuba. Pronunciation. Toru. So it's Toru. Toru versus Tauru. So Tauru, Toru. Similar, but not the same. Hakuba. So Taru. So right here. Taru. Toru. So the pronunciation is not the same, and the name is not spelled the same anyway. But it is similar. Right? There is a similarity. And I think it comes from the fact that Mommy is like trading one for the other. You know? Like she still hasn't escaped. So yeah, just this sequence just felt a little odd to me. Like the Mommy scene. You know, like her having the Doomais here. I get the intent. I know what they're going for. I know what they're going for with this scene. It's supposed to be mommy just kind of like becoming a robot and feeling kind of dead here, but it gives the wrong impression because of how they've done mommy's eyes up until this point, right? Did the name also have a meaning? So Taru, that one, Taru Urashima, his name is directly connected to the story from Taru Urashima, where he's like a farmer and shit. Toru, so Toru or Tauru, Hakuba, his name means white horse. Not white knight on a horse, white horse. The name is meant to almost sound... So the name is intentionally aristocratic. So it's a very fancy, mature, it's a very fancy name connected to like a rich family. Like when you hear that kind of name, you think someone comes from like a divine bloodline. Like that's kind of the whole idea behind Toru Hakuba's name. But the name is also supposed to be kind of antithetical to Kazuya. Tauru is a white horse. Kazuya has a white knight complex. So Taru is just a horse. He's just this fancy looking horse. He's not actually a white knight, right? And when you see him, isn't it interesting that when you see him, he has black hair and he's wearing black? Did you notice that? When you first see him, he's wearing black and he has black hair. He's literally the antithesis of his name, which is white. Then you go to Kazuya, and Kazuya was wearing white. Right? When Kazuya met Hakuba, he was wearing white. Right? Kazuya has a white knight complex. So this scene just feels a little odd to me. The lighting is good, the presentation is good. It's just a little odd to me because of the eyes. It's just the void eyes. And when mommy says, "Oh, this is a drag," you know? Also, look at her eye here. It looks like her eye's like twitching. It looks like her eyes twitching. Kinoshita Kazuya. Oh, I think I know why they did this, and in some ways it kind of works now. Ooh, okay. I have some respect for the scene now. That makes it kind of good. She's supposed to parallel Chizuru. Right? She's supposed to parallel Chizuru. Remember what Chizuru did? She pulled up her phone, and she didn't call him. Mommy pulls up her phone, and she doesn't call him. Right? But unlike Chizuru, she says, "What a drag." This scene is meant to pair... Okay, now the scene is a little better to me. Now I have a better interpretation of this scene. Okay, so this whole idea behind this scene is that it's meant to be a nod to when Chizuru pulls up her phone and finds Kazuya on her phone. I wonder who these names are. Kaito? Is that that dude with the studio? These might be references. These names probably are references. So some credit where credit is due. One thing I do like that they did is her tone is different. It's very subtle because she only says one line. Right? It's very subtle because she only says one fucking line. But her tone is different. It sounds a little more defeated. Right? She's like, this sucks. Right? She doesn't say what a drag. She says this sucks. Right? And when you look at mommy here, she looks kind of fucking defeated. Right? But if you look at this out of context, which is like seriously, just look at this out of context. Look at this without the context. Doesn't it feel like mommy's got some fucking schemes? Right? Doesn't it give you the inclination that mommy's got some fucking schemes, bro? She's about to do some fucked up shit. That's kind of the vibe it gives you initially. Like when you see mommy smiling like this, but in context, it's completely different. In context, she's very defeated. She's like, this fucking sucks. Right? That's kind of the vibe she gives you. She's like, oh, this fucking sucks. Her face scares me. Yes, it's supposed to, out of context, the face looks scary. Out of context, the face absolutely looks scary. In context, it looks kind of sad. She feels kind of defeated, you know? But I think they just don't do a very good job with her eyes. I feel like if they just did something a little different with her eyes, it would have worked a little better. because mommy's starting to find some hope in her eyes. It'd have been more interesting. What would have been more interesting? If they did the scene in reverse. I think that way the scene would have worked a lot better. Okay, I see the problem now. Okay. If they had her have these eyes when she's with the dude, and when she steps away and she pulls up her phone, she gets light back in her eyes, and then she still says the line, perfect. I think that would have been a lot better. It's the tonal dissonance again. The idea and the execution is sound. The idea is good. The execution has some issues. There we go. The idea is good. The execution just has some issues. I think if they just flipped her eyes, it would have worked a little better. When she's with Hakuba, she feels defeated. When he goes away, despite having a light in her eye, she still feels a little defeated. Right? I think the delivery is perfect. I think the idea behind the scene is good. The execution is why I felt it was so weird. Right? The execution is why I felt it was so weird. Okay? And then the other scene that I didn't like, honestly, was this one. Right? I just wasn't a fan of this. I get the idea here. But Chizuru, really wants him to live with her. She wouldn't say that. She fucking wouldn't say that. Oh, your nose is bleeding. She would just ask, why is her nose bleeding? Right? She wouldn't say, get out. She's just like, why is your nose bleeding? When will we get a character event in Japan? The better question is, what's the next character? I do think it's a possibility. So here's my bets. Mommy is either next or Sumi. I doubt it's Chizuru. I kind of doubt it's Chizuru. So it's either Mommy or Sumi or maybe Minnie. If that's the case, if it's Mommy, it would be near the very end of this year. But I still think that's too close, and I kind of doubt it. So my bet is next year. My bet is that the next character event, since we already had one for Ruka, the next character event will be next year. That's my bet. Mostly because this year, Reiji seems pretty busy traveling and doing a whole bunch of stuff. He's currently Reiji. So let me go over Reiji's schedule with you. It's pretty fucking insane. He's traveling to events, right? So he's traveling to events overseas. So he's been to Taiwan and he's been to Germany. He's currently teaching at a school. He's literally doing like seminars and teaching mangakas, and they're apparently planning to expand overseas. Right, so they're currently planning to expand overseas. So he's already pretty busy. On top of that, he's currently drawing Rent-A-Girlfriend, and he's drawing the Shiunji family. Right? So the dude is really, really busy. I think maybe once things calm down a little bit, then he'll do the next character event. I also think he's trying to give people time to save up because the character events are expensive. So my bet is we're probably going to get a character event every 2 years. Right? So Reiji's building a mangaka empire? No. He's just trying to get more people into the industry. So there is an entry level issue into the industry where not everybody can be a professional. You can draw manga. It doesn't mean you're going to be a professional. Reiji is part of a school where a bunch of mangakas are involved, and he is having him and the person he created it with are working together alongside these mangakas to help more people get into the industry. Right? He's just trying to help them get into the industry. He's giving them advice on how to schedule manage, time manage. He's giving them advice how to improve their manga skills so they can learn how to appeal to audiences and attract people's attention. He's literally trying to get people into the industry. Which is something I wish people would talk about. Like so many people want to give Reiji shit about being a schizophrenic and fucking crazy and weird, and yet they don't see how much he does for the industry. Not just the manga industry, but the anime industry. Because in the anime industry, like, if you don't know, a lot of the people who work on the anime are newbies. A lot of the people who work on the anime are newbies, and Reiji's cool with it. He's like, that's fine. Let people learn. That's fine. Let people learn. Can foreigners become mangakas in Japan? Yes. Yes. That's why one of the things they're trying to do is expand overseas. One thing they're trying to do in this thing that Reiji's doing on is called Kokomi or something like that. They're trying to expand overseas so that way they can get even people outside of Japan to learn how to become mangakas. They're doing seminars, they're posting videos, they're doing a lot. Speaking of which, Reiji recently posted, so at some point we can maybe watch these, but Reiji, I'm not going to do it today. I'll pull them up. I'm not going to do it today. But Reiji had, Reiji went, so he posted his video for when he went to Germany, right? He posted his video when he went to Germany. It's right here. So for those who are interested, this is the channel. This is the thing Reiji's working on, right? So this is the thing that helps mangakas get better. And here's Reiji. He went to Germany, and he posted his vlog. This is his vlog of him going to Germany. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. It's so fucking funny. His face is so goddamn funny. Here's another one where he is talking with another mangaka. Here's him giving advice. Like, yeah, there's a lot of videos of him. Here's another one right up here. I think they posted his vlog when he went to Taiwan here as well. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Yeah. And then they got is this the a 17-year G? Oh, so this is an assistant for the dude who worked with Hunter x Hunter. Where is the trip Reiji went on? So here's another video from Reiji. Where's the one where he went to Taiwan? Right, where's the video where he went to Taiwan? Here's another video from Reiji. Was it not posted here? Where was it posted? I know he had a video of when he went to Taiwan. I just don't see it. It's weird. Where's the video from when he went to Taiwan? Oh, there it is. It's right here. That's a bad thumb. This is a bad thumbnail. I'm gonna be frank. This is a shitty thumbnail. This is a much better thumbnail. This is a much better thumbnail. This is where is it? This is a bad thumbnail, bro. I can't tell what the fuck I'm looking at. This is not a good thumbnail. Okay, kiddos, you want to learn how to make good thumbnails? Make a central piece that will get your attention. This is not a good thumbnail, unfortunately. This is a decent thumbnail. It's not amazing, but it's a decent thumbnail. Most of these other ones are pretty decent too. But as you can tell too, this is one of the lowest viewed videos, right? Like some of the others are not around the same mark, but it could have been a little better. So yeah, we could watch those at some point. We can watch this one and we can watch this one. Now, these are not translated, but they have Japanese text on there. So I have to see how I can like get them translated so we can like talk about them. Yeah. I also respect that he helps people. Yeah, people just don't give him credit. This is what's sad to me. People just don't give Reiji credit for the effort that he puts in and how much he cares about people. You know, everyone just wants to slander him. It's just really fucking sad. Everyone just wants to fucking slander him. No one wants to talk about the effort this dude puts in to help people. They're just like, oh, he's crazy, he's just schizophrenic. And it's like this thing in modern society where people don't care if you're right or you're speaking with logic or using facts. They just care about how they feel, right? Most people just kind of care about how you make them feel, not what you actually have to say. And that's why a lot of people immediately stick with first impressions. You know, if you've ever wondered why people always stick with like first impressions of people, that's the reason. That's literally the reason. It's because we are oftentimes controlled by our emotions, and so we naturally choose to be emotionally react to someone rather than actually get to know them and look a little further. You know, that's why for me, I always like I have my emotional reaction and I let it play out. I let myself feel these emotions, and then I try to take a step back and look at things a little more logically. You know, I try to have a balance between what I'm emotionally feeling and what I'm actually seeing and interacting with. You know, and sometimes I voice myself to people around me, so I'm just like, okay, am I just being emotional, or do I have a point? You know. So just be aware of that. You know, that's something I want you guys to learn. Don't just emotionally react to things, even the things we don't like. There's things I don't like that we talk about here that I try not to emotionally react to as much as I can. You know, like here's a good example. In my head, I say I hate Gigok a lot. In my head, I say I hate Gigok a lot. Because he does make me angry. There are times where I genuinely find myself like really angered by him. You know, like I get mad, dude. I get upset. I like my emotional gut reaction is I don't like him. But I also see that he's also not always that bad. You know, like I do see that he does good things for the industry. I do think he's pretentious, but I don't think he's a bad person per se. He does do bad things, absolutely. You know, I think how he treats this series is really shit. You know, I think he's incredibly hypocritical in the way that he treats the series. I think he's very reactionary to it. And I feel emotional about that. You know, have you ever had someone like just criticize something you like in a very cruel way, right? It's hateful criticism, not actual criticism. You know, it hurts. It makes you very reactionary. It makes you very angry. I try not to listen to people, right? I try not to listen to people when they do that. And it just makes me upset, you know, so I just don't engage. You know, but it hurts that to be constantly have that thrown in your face, to people just saying stuff, and it can really, really hurt your feelings, you know. But I don't say I really hate him. You know, I hate what he does. I can't say I hate him. Who's the content creator here? Who? What? The one I'm talking about? His name is Gigok? He's probably the biggest anime creator on the platform. The one I'm talking about, his name is Gigok. He is the biggest anime creator on this platform, period. This guy. He is probably the biggest anime creator on this platform. Like without exception. Like how many he has 3.63 million subscribers. He is deeply connected to the anime industry. You know, he's very, very connected to the anime industry, right? He's literally like involved, like his involvement in the anime industry is in part influencing a lot of the things that get like I think he might have some influence in some of the things that get anime adaptations. You know, I think his voice matters more than he realizes, considering how close and interconnected he is to the industry, and yet at the same time, it doesn't matter nearly as much. You know, at the same time, I think it doesn't matter nearly as much, but I think it also still matters. He definitely has an influence. For instance, when I was doing video editing, so for a period of time, I was doing video editing for other people. I eventually realized I'm not very good at that. Not because I'm not a good editor, but because I have a hard time editing for people when I don't like the way they do things. And I'm very judgmental. I'm very critical. So when I'm editing for someone else, I'm just like, this could be better, this could be better. And so I get frustrated, you know, because to me, when I'm editing for other people, when they don't have a plan, it feels like I'm doing most of the work, and I don't like that. So I didn't like editing a lot of videos. And so what I was doing is I was editing some anime videos, and every fucking time, without goddamn exception, could you edit my video like Gigok? And to be honest, when I started editing videos, I started with Gigok. My inspiration for editing Rent-A-Girlfriend videos was Gigok, you know? Bro, your editing made my videos so much funnier, lol. Yeah, because, like, I kind of liked what you had to do. It's just, like, I'm not very good at, like, I'm not very good at, like, staying very focused on editing videos, so it's a little harder. Especially when I'm not creating my own stuff. I feel like if I like got into a groove of creating my own things, I might be able to edit for other people, you know? Marriage Toxin show is legit fire. I've heard a lot about Marriage Toxin. I've seen stuff from it. But I haven't actually watched it. I don't know a whole lot. It seems like there's action in the show. From what I saw. Bro, why are we still talking about Chibi? I couldn't care less, dude. Chibi has an influence, absolutely, but the dude is a fucking grifter. He creates hateful communities. He fuels harassment. I don't want to engage with that. I'm sorry. I just do not care to engage with that. If Chibi does something to facilitate a behavior regarding Rent-A-Girlfriend, sure. But only if it like matters enough that I should discuss it. But I don't like talking about him because I don't think he's a good person. I don't like what he does. I just heavily disagree with the way he approaches things. I don't like his fucking politics. I just don't like him. So I'm just not engaging with him. Please don't bring up Chibi in the chat. Please. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about Chibi reviews. In my opinion, he's a terrible person. I don't want to talk about him. I'm not interested. I just don't pay attention to anyone. I think, in my opinion, I think you have to find a balance between paying attention to people and knowing when to not pay attention. You have to create a balance. You can't just not pay attention to anyone. I think that's a bad idea. Because a lot of information comes from paying attention to people, you know? And interacting with people. But if you just kind of shut people out, it doesn't work. However, if you're smart about who you listen to and what you engage with, then it works. So it's just about managing it. Let's see. Bleach is coming back. Dude, I gotta reread Bleach. Not rewatch it. I want to reread Bleach. Right? I kind of want to give Bleach like a solid like attempt at reading it. Because I don't feel like I read it properly. I feel like I watched it. I watched all the big three. I read Naruto and I read One Piece. But I don't know if I've read Bleach. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever read Bleach. I don't remember. I can already tell not watching these videos where people rage bait you with their sheer ignorance and not bell knowledge of rag has done wonders for your mental health. Yeah. I think I can engage with some of these videos now, but in pieces. And I'm not going to engage with like stupid rage bait that doesn't mean anything. I also like would want to do something with that, you know? I don't want to just keep like not engaging with that shit. You see in the One Piece remake taser? Yeah, it looked good. It looked good. The only thing I don't like, and this is just me being a purist. I don't like them not having the fucking theme song. The iconic theme song of One Piece. Dude. I don't like that they don't have it. I also didn't like the dub very much. I'll be honest, I didn't like the dub very much. I only saw the dub of the trailer, and I didn't like the dub very much. It sounded pretty boring. The dub, not the sub. Not if Luffy, it was just the narrator. I just didn't like the narrator. That was it. I just didn't like the narrator of the trailer. He sounded really fucking boring. You know? He's just kind of saying fucking whatever. I'm also being honest. I only watch Johan's videos because there's so much more nonsense going around. Like, I will admit, like, I don't watch a whole lot of content creators these days. So, for instance, right here, I was watching Point Crow play Kingdom Hearts. I don't really watch Point Crow, but I like Kingdom Hearts. So I'm just seeing his reaction, how he interacts with it. I'll be real, I don't like how he's interacting with it, because like the dude's like he either theory crafts himself into oblivion and no one corrects him and it's fucking hilarious, or he just kind of gets stuck trying to beat a boss in the stupidest fucking way. The way he engages with the game is kind of goofy. And I'm not a huge fan of it. You know, the way he interacts with stuff is very, like, straightforward, but it's fun. You know, it's a fun video to have in the background, watching him play Kingdom Hearts. It reminds me of my experiences. Sometimes he comes up with cool theories. Like, when he was playing Kingdom Hearts 2, he, like, figured out a lot of shit from Birth by Sleep, and I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, this dude pays attention. But then other times, he's, like, completely, like, not thinking about it. I love watching Maximilian Dude. Maximilian Dude's probably my favorite content creator. Like, without exception, he's probably my favorite content creator. Yeah. This guy, Maximilian Dude, probably my favorite content creator. I fucking love this, man. I also like watching, what's his name? No, not Markiplier. There we go. I like Totally Not Mark. I don't agree with everything Totally Not Mark says, but I love how he actually fucking engages with writing and like actually tries to understand shit. It's genuinely interesting. Sometimes I think his videos could be longer. You know, I think sometimes his videos could be longer. He could really delve into things more. But his content's great. I like him too. Yeah, that's roughly it. Night Sky Prince is kind of fun. I don't always engage with Night Sky Prince. I started recently watching this guy, Stout Helm. He talks about Final Fantasy 14 shit. But as you can tell, I don't really watch much anime creators. Not really. I don't like them, dude. There are such anime creators and manga readers, like anime creators and manga creators are, in my opinion, kind of basic bitches, dude. They don't know how to fucking engage with literature. It's kind of bad. You know, it's kind of fucking bad, dude. They don't know how to engage with literature. And I just don't like it. It's like, I don't think I have anime content creators that I actually like watching. You know? What the fuck is this? I like Dr. K. This girl's really interesting. I started watching her stuff recently. Yeah, this girl, she's pretty interesting. I started watching her stuff recently. Yeah, weirdly enough, I don't watch much anime videos. I don't watch much anime videos these days. I watch more like video game videos because anime videos just feel so boring. You know, they don't engage with shit in an interesting way. They always engage with it in like the most boring fucking ways. That's why I like Totally Not Mark, because he actually engages with stuff in a unique way. Did you see the pic of Max whenever you look up Chun-Li? Yes, I fucking know about it. It's fucking hilarious. I saw, here, one sec. I saw someone make an art of it. It was so fucking funny. Give me a second. I saw someone make an art of it. I liked it. It was so fucking funny. Oh, this is so fucking funny, dude. Oh my god. Oh, this is so fucking funny. Oh my god, this is so fucking funny. The Don to Don Amnesia arc is 99% over. I'll be real, I liked it. I thought people were completely overblown with Don to Don. I actually liked it. I thought that was so fucking stupid. People's reaction to it was so dumb. I actually liked it. Granted, I stopped reading Don to Don because I have this tendency to just kind of give up on shit. Like, there's a lot I'm not reading. I used to watch Digibro before he went insane. Doesn't seem like the greatest guy, but I found his perspective pretty engaging despite myself. I mean, yeah, I get it. Even people who are not very good at like engaging with media can have interesting things to say, you know? I try reading what Redditors say, even if I don't like it, because I'm like, okay, do they have something in there that I can actually agree with and engage with? And then if I try to talk to them and they become assholes, I just cut off. You know? If I try to talk to people and they feel like assholes, I just don't engage. If they start insulting me, if they start like dismissing what I have to say, I just don't engage. But if I talk to them and, you know, I say what they're saying is incorrect, but then I point out what could be correct with what they're saying, then it's interesting, you know? Okay. What time is it? It's 6:42. How about this? I'll read one thing from the serious thread. How about this? I'll read one thing from the serious thread. I won't actually start now because, like, at this point, we're you know, people if they're watching this stream, they're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck? He just randomly started talking about this thing." So I'll only read one thing. You know, season 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure season 6 is guaranteed. I'm gonna be real. I'm pretty sure season 6 is guaranteed. I don't doubt it for a fucking second. All right, piece of lore about me. I have a degree in journalism, and the shit I see online on Reddit and Twitter hurts my hurt. No, I get it, dude. I get it, dude. It drives me up the fucking wall. It drives me up the fucking wall. This is not journalism, dude. They are just spreading nonsense. They will make up quotes. They will it's just engagement bait. It's everything is engagement bait without fucking question. And if you call it out for 2 seconds and it goes against the narrative, they get mad at you. You know, if it goes against the narrative, they just get mad at you. And it just makes me like viscerally mad. I can't stand it. So he says, the long-standing distorted relationship between Ruka, Kazuya, and Chizuru is finally reaching its conclusion. However, Kazuya will likely come to recognize this as a big wave, so things will probably become chaotic from here on out. The resolution will likely come when Ruka finds something to rely on. Have a great day. Okay, so I kind of want to go over what the teaser was for next time really quick. So what did the text say again? I don't remember. Just kind of want to go over it really quick. Suddenly in Taipei, fully enjoying myself and forgetting all about daily life. Okay? In a land beyond the seas, but what's on my mind is always the same. Emotions that can't be explained logically. To make things worse, another blow is coming. An opportunity. So what I'm curious about is if the teaser for next time has the words for wave in it. Not the teaser. The final text before the teaser. Doesn't have the words for wave or water. Yeah. I'm just going to ask him that. We'll find out later. I doubt we're going to find... Wow, Varicus first. Brother, Varicus first. Okay, I guess that's what we're reading. Let me read some of the comments before I continue. K-manga rom-coms are popping off in the anime scene. You have Rent-a-Girlfriend selling well, a couple of Cuckoos selling well, Tune Into the Midnight, Heart selling well. We are at the peak right now. I think out of all of them, the one that's probably selling the best in Kodansha is Fragrant Flower. Yeah, I'm surprised you don't know. Isn't Fragrant Flower also Kodansha? Yeah, it's K-manga too. Yeah. K-manga is pretty successful. Everyone always focuses on Shonen Jump or Shueisha. Everyone always loves to give Shueisha all the fucking credit. When in reality, a lot of these really popular anime are actually not from Shueisha, you know? All of them come from different companies. One of those companies is absolutely Kodansha. Yellow journalism, you mean? Oh, dude, I haven't heard that term in ages. I forgot about... I learned that term in English class. And I forgot all about it. I haven't heard that term in so long. Damn. I remember when we talked about yellow journalism. But what a strange name, though. Yellow journalism. I get it. I get the idea behind it. Yeah. Someone thinks the anime handled the scene where Chizuru wanted to kiss Kazuya better than the manga. Whack. I don't think so. Even Chizuru's facial expression was different. Yeah, look, even her facial expression was different. She looks a lot more, relaxed. Here, she's, looking serious. She's like, what the fuck? Is he awake? Like her face here is is he fucking awake? That's the face she's giving off in the manga. Is he fucking awake? Whereas in the anime, she kind of looks drunk. The anime, she's oh, I'm so fucking in love. He's so hot. In the manga, she has more control, right? She's just is he fucking awake? And then when she realizes he's not awake, it zooms in on her eye, and she's oh my god, I'm so fucking in love with him, right? That's kind of the vibe it gives you. So no, I actually think the manga handled it better. There's more nuance to Chizuru's character in the manga than there is in the anime. The anime has been consistently kind of weird with its nuance of Chizuru's character. I'm not a big fan of that. Let's see. Just trying to see if there's anything interesting on Twitter, and then I'll read what Varicus has to say. Fragrant flower, cuddles. Okay. Jesus. Man, Twitter is such a freak show sometimes. Okay, let's read what Varicus has to say. I forgot the one, I'll be honest, but yes, these are the big four. He's back, baby. Varicus essay long analysis. I know, it's been so long since I've seen anything from Varicus, bro. Bro, Varicus writing me long analysis again. It's been so long. Right? Maybe it's time. Maybe I need to start writing too. I've been kind of putting it off as well. Maybe I need to start writing too. Okay, the teaser referred to Ruka, who was curious about Chizuru and Kazuya, which, by the way, called it. Right? I called it. That was my first guess. I eventually led to stupid guesses, but that was my first guess. Even my stupid guess was kind of correct, though. My first guess was that it was Ruka, right? My first guess was that it was Ruka. My second guess was that it was the bystanders who are going to spread rumors, and it's like paparazzi or some shit, which technically kind of came true. You know, that technically kind of came true. Okay. It looks like Ruka told Umi roughly what her relationship with Kazuya is and how it came to be. She didn't mention the blackmail. I know, how convenient. She conveniently didn't fucking mention that, right? It kind of reminds me of the talk between Kazuya and Minnie, right? It kind of reminds me a lot of the talk between Kazuya and Minnie. Oh yeah, let's mark this. Okay, so I start talking about this stuff at around... Let me listen to myself. Okay, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Okay, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. I'm going to write that down. So, or sorry, 2 hours and 54 seconds. Or 2 hours, 54 minutes and 14 seconds. There we go. So let me write that. I'm going to start trying to mark my videos so people can check when I start talking about stuff. Okay. Google Docs. Right. Since I got no one to do it for me, I'll just do it. Although credit to Goku, Goku did it once for me, but I still haven't I haven't put it into the video. So credit to Goku, I just haven't put it into the video. So today's stream is on the 24th, 6/24. Started reading. 2 hours. 54:27. Started reading. Analysis. Varicus. Okay. Sorry, let's continue. Didn't mean to stop there. Let's keep going. Okay. Let's see. Ruka didn't mention the blackmail. She said it was Chizuru who gave Kazuya the final push, but admitted that she kind of insisted. Didn't specify what insisted is. Umi correctly assesses that keeping his temporary solution up for 1.5 years can't be good, and that it must have taken a toll on Ruka's mental health. Ruka is surprised by how sensible Umi is, but he probably knows roughly what he's talking about, having been kept in an unclear state with Chizuru himself for 6 months. Oh. I didn't think of it like that. Makes sense. I didn't think of it like that, but that makes a lot of sense, right? Umi would understand that, considering his situation with Chizuru. But maybe there's something else. Ruka has kept the trial up thrice as long, so it's impossible that this didn't affect her. Ruka uses this opportunity to ask for details about Kazuya and Chizuru's relationship. Umi doesn't know how to answer that, and before he can actually tell her anything, Ruka already claims that she doesn't want to know. In her thoughts, though, she is extremely concerned. Umi must have noticed how concerned she was and reinforces that he doesn't think the trial can be good for her. This actually looks like Umi's trying to convince Ruka to end the trial, which could make him a true supporter of Kazuya and Chizuru's relationship. But then he also could have wanted to suggest that Ruka should try harder to change her status to a real girlfriend. Yeah, see, I like this. I like this. He's not making any particular judgments about what Umi's intending to do or not. In some ways, you could read what Umi's trying to do in this chapter as literally subtly guiding Ruka's thoughts and manipulating her, right? We could read it that way. That's a way you could read it, where Umi is like, because that's the thing. Being emotionally vulnerable and opening up to someone can feel really similar to someone actually speaking to you and guiding you. Because manipulation can feel like that, you know? So you could look at the way Umi is talking as though he's secretly guiding Ruka to a negative direction. So there's some indicators of this, such as Umi saying, suddenly changing the way he calls Ruka to Ruka-chan instead of Sarishna-san. But you could also interpret that in a different way. For instance, you could say Umi is just becoming more familiar with her, you know? The only indicator that could give you a bad read on this is when Umi grabs her arm and he's like, your slender arm saved the day. I'm like, bro, could you fucking not? Right? He says that stupid fucking line. And I think that's the one big indicator you could say, oh, he's just a playboy through and through, you know? So it's stuff like that that's like interesting, where it's like you still don't have a complete read on Umi, right? To me, the way I read it, and I could be incorrect, he's becoming familiar with her because he's talking to her, but in some ways it's just an instinctual thing he does, whether that be because he's being a playboy or not. Then when he grabs her and like catches her like that, that's just like an instinctual thing he does as a guy, I guess. Like he just kind of does it and he doesn't process how it might piss her off, you know? So it's stuff like that that's like really curious. Whereas with Chizuru, it was very intentional and you could tell. You know, with Ruka, it doesn't feel fully intentional, you know? With Chizuru, it feels absolutely intentional, right? When he grabs Chizuru's arm and pulls her closer to him, it feels intentional. He didn't pull Ruka closer to him, you know? He just kind of caught her. And she happened to experience that thing where it looked like he was hitting on her because of how Umi talked and acted. That, to me, is not quite how I read that scene, you know? Let's see. Umi then casually mentions that he doesn't think anything physical would have happened in the trial, but Ruka blushes and her awkward hesitation proves assumption wrong. I don't think he believes Ruka's denial. We don't know what he thinks actually happened. Ruka ends the talk here. She wants to leave and she threatens Umi not to talk to anyone about today. Umi agrees, but it doesn't look like he actually threatened. He feels threatened. Ruka, right? He's like, oh, she's just a kid. She's a stupid kid. He's kind of underestimating her. I think all of us are underestimating Ruka, right? Including Umi, right? Including Umi. We're all underestimating Ruka. And the way Ruka kind of threatens him is very much akin to the blackmail she had over Kazuya, right? It's very akin to that, right? Promise you won't do this thing, just as before when she blackmailed Kazuya into the relationship, she said, I promise I won't do this thing, right? Whereas before she promised she wouldn't do something, now she's making Umi promise not to do something. It's the flip of when she first asked Kazuya out. Okay. Ruka trips and Umi catches her, much like he caught Chizuru in chapter 125. While Chizuru thanked him, Ruka slaps him. She then accuses him of touching her, tells him that he isn't attractive and he shouldn't call her by her first name, that his lack of personal boundaries is creepy, and that she hates shallow people like him. She infuses this tantrum with all of her bias, not noticing the irony and hypocrisy of her words because she's constantly ignores Kazuya's boundaries as well. She thinks that what she does is okay for her since she is Kazuya's girlfriend. But Umi should have shown her that a trial is understood not to cross certain boundaries. What good is a trial if you can't say no? Okay. Umi is left a bit dumbstruck. He was just slapped and accused when he was trying to help, but he laughs about it. He doesn't seem angry. It seems he is rather fascinated by Ruka in a very different way than he is fascinated by Chizuru. To me, Ruka seems like a scared cat here, lashing out in panic at the person trying to get her down from the tree. That's a good way of describing it. Ruka is concerned that Umi might still talk and that Kazuya might somehow find out about it and come to hate her. Ruka can't get what Umi said out of her head. He confirmed to her that Kazuya and Chizuru have been in contact this whole time and they have gotten closer. Ruka said that she was fine with being second, but that is a lie. Getting hit by that reality hurts a lot and she starts crying. She's no longer able to keep up her illusion and think of Chizuru in abstract terms. It becomes clear that she will be forced to actually face her again. She apologizes to Kazuya and then starts screaming how much she loves him as if to desperately hang on to her dream. Her tears already telling her that it's futile. Not quite how I read it, but all right. And just then Chizuru calls her. What next? The teaser next time is, "This is my only opportunity." The word literally says one chance, one chun. And it's also apparently a slang for one night stand. But I kind of doubt that this will be the teaser, what the teaser will mean. The ambiguity is probably deliberate for the teaser, though. Yeah, Reiji's been doing that a lot. Let's start with what's most likely to happen. Ruka has a choice to make. Take the call or refuse it. I think she will be hesitant. On one hand, she dreads talking to Chizuru. If Chizuru said that she loved Kazuya, then Ruka won't ever truly become Kazuya's girlfriend. She has been getting more and more hints that her chances are slim, but without definitive proof, she can still try to cling to her illusion a little bit. On the other hand, not knowing won't change the actual reality. If there's no chance anymore, Ruka would just delay the inevitable, but she has to face reality eventually. And who knows? There could be the chance for her if she knew the details. So does she actually have anything to lose here? I would say that it makes it more likely for Ruka to take the call. Yeah, I kind of agree on that front. Even if she doesn't, Chizuru might have had a reason to contact Ruka, so I think she would try again. I don't see her running away from the decision she made. Eventually, this will lead to Chizuru and Ruka talking, so I think it is worth speculating what that talk might be about. I've been looking forward to this conversation basically since I started coming here to the sub almost 4 years ago, so I have high expectations. I originally thought that Ruka might give Chizuru the impulse to realize her feelings, but now I kind of doubt it. Instead, the conversation might be a trigger for Ruka to eventually break up with Kazuya. I will be optimistic here. That is pretty optimistic. I kind of doubt it. That's a little optimistic. I kind of doubt it. I don't think so. They will probably agree to meet in person. This is not a conversation for a call. First of all, I think that Chizuru will want to apologize to Ruka. That's a given. She already did in her thoughts, but doing it in person would certainly fit. Then I think that Ruka might learn about the investigation, the cohabitation, the rejection from Chizuru. I can then also see her seeing that Kazuya promised to wait for her, that he invited her again for July 11th, and that she doesn't know what to do anymore. Not sure she would tell her all of that. Learning about the rejection might make Ruka think she has one final chance. I can see her asking to get the chance to try and make Kazuya fall for her before July 11th, which I honestly don't see Chizuru refusing. This would make the problem worse. No, I don't think she would do that. I don't think she would do that. No, this doesn't seem right. Kazuya said he doesn't love Ruka. He seemed pretty insistent on it. Why are you ignoring Kazuya's feelings? You know? So I don't think so. To me, I think this could be the start. In my opinion, this could be the start of Ruka fully committing to her villain role. And that would be very important because it could act as a double-edged sword. What do I mean? Well, let's see. I wrote something for someone. I kind of want to highlight it really quick. Okay. So first, let's go to Ruka crying. Right. So for Ruka crying, the way I read this scene is this. Even if you're walking the wrong path, your heart will lead you back to the truth, if you actually choose to listen to it. Ruka was lying to herself up until this point. She kept telling herself she was okay being second, but she wasn't. And this was the truth here. She came to accept she's not okay being second, and that it hurt to think this way and to accept she wants to be second. She does not want to be second. This is Reiji very much heavily criticizing harems. Harems don't work, right? Harems do not work, dude, because you're always going to feel like you're second to someone else, right? Some people are okay with polygamous relationships, and I think that's a little different, but this is not that. So to me, Ruka finally accepted her truth, even if it's wrong. This came right as Kazi had a re-revelation about his love, the answer to love versus lust, going through a similar pattern to when he first found his feelings for Chizuru, but in a totally flipped way that got him reaffirmation rather than a full-on revelation. There is also the pain. There's a lot of pain in chapter 429. There's something similar with Chizuru in chapter 398, the start where she kisses Kazuya after the rejection. But unlike the other two, she finds a revelation. The others didn't. Her heartbeat. And she doesn't fully understand it. Her calling Ruka as she accepts her love is no coincidence, right? Ruka is kind of the connection to that heartbeat element. Now, I said something to someone somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Right, we're talking about Umi here. Right, I found it strange that Umi suddenly started calling her Ruka-chan. Right, I'm just like, that's a little weird. I don't get the idea behind it. I also pointed out how Ruka getting a call from Chizuru right after interacting with Umi is a direct parallel to Chizuru getting a call from Kazuya right after rejecting Umi. Ruka was even framed as though she had dumped Umi by the bystanders, right? Whereas Ruka is in front of bystanders and everyone can see, Chizuru and Umi are completely alone. There's no one there. It's the total opposite, right? Ruka acts as though she rejected Umi, but he never even seemed like he was straight up interested in her, right? Whereas with Chizuru, he seemed to actually be interested in her and she rejected him anyway. So there could be a connection to that rejection. This also matches Kazuya getting a call from Umi. Kazuya gets a call from Umi, and he's the reason Chizuru got a call from Kazuya. So maybe this could act as the flip. Chizuru didn't get a call from Umi, right? Or maybe she did. Who knows, right? Maybe Chizuru got a call from Umi. Maybe Chizuru didn't get a call from Umi, and we just didn't see it, right? So that stuff's interesting. Let me see if I can find something else that I was talking to someone, and I had like a read on a particular situation. And I wanted to talk about that really quick. There it is. So this person over here said, I end up crying along with Ruka-chan in the latest episode in Kanojo Okarishimasu. I said, I didn't cry, but I understood. I like that she finally accepted she didn't want to be second. The tears were for herself, but that in of itself is beautiful because she spent so much time rejecting herself and convincing herself she's okay being second, when you should never treat yourself like this. So Andrew over here said, I guess this is setting up for her doing stuff that may make Kazuya hate her in an attempt to win him. In my response, I said, I mean, if Ruka is willing to do that for love, do something that would make the person she loves hate her, if it means she's with him, what makes Kazuya so afraid? Right? Kazuya is afraid to make Chizuru hate him. Chizuru, on the other hand, is willing to do something where Kazuya could hate her, but as long as he's happy, right? This can pose an interesting question to Chizuru and Kazuya, but also reflect Ruka's sexual assault of Kazuya in a much clearer light, as her actions were always doomed to fail, but at least she was true to herself. So this is what I mean about it being a double-edged sword. On one hand, because Ruka commits to something even if she's being a bad person, and betraying Kazuya and committing to the love, at least she's true to herself. On the other hand, because she's doing this, it highlights her sexual assault in a much clearer light to show how insanely selfish it was. In Ruka being selfish, she's being true to herself. In Ruka being selfish, it's also highlighting how she was sexually assaulting Kazuya in her selfishness. It's a wonderful double-edged sword that has a double meaning, and I think it perfectly captures the Ruka incident right now in the manga that in of itself has a current double meaning. So that's my current prediction for where the Ruka thing is going to go. I think Ruka is going to try to get between them. Right? But she might have like a reality check. Not 100% sure. I do think Ruka might actually try to get between them. And it could help her understand someone like Mommy. It could help her look at herself more clearly. I think in some situations like this, sometimes you got to commit to being the bad guy to understand you're the bad guy. Right? And I think that's kind of important for Kazuya's character too, to see how he's been doing things wrong. See what I mean? So I think that's why that could work, in my opinion. Okay. Ruka could also use this opportunity to tell Chizuru that she had sex with Kazuya. Well, close enough. She wondered how Kazuya would react. And right, so this time, like, why should Chizuru believe her? Like, she lied last time. Why should Chizuru believe her? And that would be interesting, you know? Wouldn't that be an interesting conversation? Ruka does this again, and Chizuru would be like, why should I believe you? You lied last time. And then she's like, oh, I have proof. You know, I know what it feels like. It felt like this and felt like that and shit like that. And she's like, okay, well, then go and ask him or something like that. Right? After being lied to twice about this, I think Chizuru just wouldn't believe her. It wouldn't fit Chizuru's image of Kazuya at all. She also basically tempted him a few times herself, and Kazuya never did anything. Right? So that would be really interesting. Do you see how that could be interesting? Chizuru tempted him a few times, and Kazuya never did anything. So why would he do now? And so this would be an interesting exploration of this element. So she will very certain that Kazuya won't have been tempted by Ruka. Chizuru could actually mention that the only way she could see Kazuya having sex would be if he was forced. And she could even say that she would feel bad doing something like that. And that could like freak Ruka the fuck out because she did that. She already felt bad for just tempting him. This would be a way to bring the topic about directly accusing Ruka while still giving her the perspective of someone who would see what she did as something to feel bad for. Another idea for the talk would be for Chizuru to ask Ruka how she could say she loves Kazuya. And I genuinely believe like this is a big thing here for sure, 100%. This wouldn't be to question Ruka's love, but again, to help her find her own answer. If Ruka just said that he makes her heart beat faster, wouldn't that sound like a pretty shallow reason to say she loves him? And at the same time, isn't that literally what Chizuru is experiencing? I could also see Ruka blaming Chizuru for making advances on her boyfriend behind her back, but I don't know how much she wants to fight still when she can't already see that an open rivalry would be a losing battle for her. Watch something completely different happen next week. I mean, these are decent predictions. I have to mention that the translation missed quite a few subtleties here. Ruka didn't say Chizuru gave her a push. She also didn't say that Chizuru suggested the trial. Umi obviously interpreted it that way because he was surprised that Chizuru would suggest that and push for it. Ruka clarified that she was the one who forcefully asked for it. Oh. Okay, some details were lost. This is kind of important. Without going into detail of how she did that, and that Chizuru was just there to give Kazuya the final push to do it. Ruka was indeed clear when she corrected him, so she shouldn't misunderstand who played what role. Oh, Umi shouldn't misunderstand, but he obviously can't know the details. Ruka said the agreement was a start of a trial run and be temporary lovers. In her thoughts, though, she is extremely concerned. This was the teaser, I think, concerned. It fits better here than just curious, or I just really want to know. That is interesting. I do really like the idea of Chizuru asking different women in Kazuya's life why they love him to find her own answer, and we can come to find out other women don't have strong claims of love. Ruka seems to love him because he can get her heart rate up. I do think she actually loves him now. You know, it's just she went back to the shallow reasoning. But she does actually love him. Sumi loves him, not officially confirmed, because she's shy and he's a nice, normal guy to her. Shallow reason here, too. No, that's not necessarily true. Sumi likes him because he makes her feel comfortable. Sumi's reasoning is actually very real. Even Ruka's reasoning can be realistic in its own way. When she's with Kazuya, she feels more alive. Kazuya is an escape from Ruka's daily life that she clearly does not like. That is a very good excuse. There's a very good reason to love someone, not an excuse. Because a lot of the times when you love someone and when you're with someone, they make you feel like you're in a sanctuary. They make you feel like you're free from all your troubles in the outside world. They make you feel comfortable. That's a very solid reason to love someone. Ruka absolutely has that. Sumi has that too. Sumi feels like she's not flawed or broken when she's with Kazuya. She feels braver. She feels like she can do things. All of these, every single aspect of what these characters experience with Kazuya, they're all an amalgamation of what Chizuru is experiencing. You know, they're all different facets of what Chizuru experiences. With Sumi, Kazuya makes her feel braver. Chizuru feels that too. With Ruka, Kazuya is a safe space, if you will, right? But she's not a safe space for him. It's an ironic relationship. Kazuya is her safe space. He's not safe with her. It's a very ironic relationship. Sumi, Kazuya makes her feel braver, but she gives him ideas, but she doesn't always necessarily make him braver, you know? And that's an interesting dichotomy too, you know? In that same way, Mami is another applicable idea here. Kazuya is in some ways similar. Kazuya's relationship with Mami is somewhat similar to Ruka, but in a different way. Mami is quite literally imprisoned in her life, and Kazuya represents that freedom. And when someone takes that freedom away, that's why Mami lashes out and tries to destroy it, because she's like, if I can't have the freedom, I don't want someone else to have it. You know, he represents the thing she wants, right? Kazuya is the thing Mami wants, right? And it's the thing she gave up. It's the thing she had and she gave it up and she wants it back. To Ruka, he is the thing she always thought she was missing, and it belongs to someone else, so she wants to steal it from someone else. Ruka, in my opinion, very much represents the NTR element of all of this, right? Everyone associates that with Umi, but Umi was only ever introduced as a byproduct of Ruka's character. So Umi is not actually the NTR element, Ruka is. Minnie likes Kazuya because he does the things she wishes she could do, not realizing she's already doing it, right? So she talks about not being able to commit to something, right? She always gave up on things before. And yet, isn't she pretty darn committed to Kazuya and Chizuru? Isn't she pretty darn fucking committed to Kazuya and Chizuru? It's a paradox, right? So to all these girls, the things that he represents to them is what it represents to Chizuru, right? He's a safe space. He is a sense of freedom. He makes them feel braver, and he is the dream they believe in. Every single one of these is what it means for Chizuru. Chizuru is an amalgamation of all of the female characters. They are all reflections of her. Every single female character is a reflection of a different facet of Chizuru's love. In that way, Chizuru's relationship with Kazuya is so much larger than all of them combined, because they are all just pieces of her whole collective love. And I think that's what makes the female characters so interesting in that regard. But they're not shallow, right? Their reasoning isn't necessarily shallow, you know? I just don't agree with that. I don't believe that their reasoning is shallow. It has shallow elements, absolutely, right? Their reasoning absolutely has shallow elements. It is not shallow as a collective. Okay, like all the girls' feelings as a collective is not shallow. But there is shallow elements, absolutely. Hey, I'm almost done. I think it would be interesting to see these different women have claims of love for Kazuya, but ultimately Chizuru's explanations for her feelings for Kazuya will be a much deeper form of love than anyone else. Pretty much what I was saying. Chizuru showing everyone that she cares about him the most. Mami loves him because she can't have him anymore. Super shallow reason, since she dumped him way back when. Yeah. Right, but that also represents the element of Mami's character where she lost Toru, the thing she wanted from the beginning, and she kept telling herself she didn't want it, but she did want it. Kazuya represents Mami's true freedom, right? To Ruka, he's a sanctuary. To Sumi, he makes her braver. To Minnie, he is a dream. To Mami, he is freedom. All of those things are a collective of Chizuru, but none of them are inherently shallow. They just have shallow elements. Let me read what Jojo has to say, and then I might call it for today. I liked Varicus' breakdown of possibility in Ruka x Chizuru conversation. I missed some of the details when I read it earlier. He hits on a lot of great points. I'm really curious about some translation issues, yeah? And yes, I agree. He hits on some good points as well. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. Varicus is pretty good on that stuff. But I am curious on some translation shit. I'm definitely curious if there's like other translation errors because that would suck. But that because there could be a lot of things in between the dialogue that could indicate a lot of certain things that could be fascinating. So that's definitely to the Crumpy. Well, we have to be looking for specific things. Because Crumpy can't look into everything, but I can ask him. What should I ask him about the Ruka thing? I could ask him about the Ruka thing. They'll announce season 6 this Friday, right, Johan? Yeah, probably, from what I've heard. I heard there was rumors that they're going to announce it this Friday, and it makes a lot of sense because Friday is when the anime officially airs, so it makes a lot of sense. What I could expect for season 6 is that it's a 2-core again, so technically we would be getting season 6 and season 7. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Another double core. That's my bet. So yeah, I do think Friday we will get an announcement. I also think there's a chance we might get an announcement of season 2 of Shiyunji Family. Some fans were saying like there's a color page for Shiyunji Family in the next magazine issue, and it happens to be like at volume 10, which is and season 1 was announced at volume 5. So there is a possibility we're getting season 2 of Shiyunji Family as well, which would be kind of big. This seems to be what he was focusing on. In the first couple of pages, the conversation between Umi and Ruka in this chapter, I think. Okay, I'll ask Crumpy about it really quick. The first few... Okay. Let me see if Mute wrote anything. I won't read it today, but if Mute wrote something, it'll be something we'll check into later. There we go. Mute. No, nothing yet from Mute. Yeah, nothing yet from Mute. Probably still struggling with some health issues. All right. Mute has had a health scare. I think they're okay, but we'll look into it later. Hopefully they'll write something. Yeah. I asked Crumpy. I'll get an update. Worst case scenario, I have a Japanese friend I can ask. Here, I'll ask him right now. So I heard... Chapter 429. Okay, I asked him. I'll probably give you guys an update later. Mute is in the hospital. I heard he just went to the doctors to get a checkup. I don't know if he was actually in the hospital. Is there a stream tomorrow? I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna just check my schedule really fast. It depends. I'm not sure. Friday there might not be a stream, but maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Okay, Thursday. Oh. Oh, it's a pretty short shift, actually. Maybe I could stream tomorrow, actually. Okay, I might stream tomorrow. I think I'll stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'll stream tomorrow. Okay. So this is where I'll stop for now. Let me just do an outro really quick. All right. So that was the finale of season 5. So that was the finale of season 5. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, like, button, the bell icon, keep up with the uploads. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to support me if you can. Join the Discord. Check out my Patreon if you're interested. And thank you guys for tuning in on Twitch as well. I really appreciate it. Right, push all the things. Yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned in on Twitch today. It really helps. I want to try to get to the affiliate thing. So please hop on to Twitch if you can. I really do appreciate that. We need at least like 4 people. I don't know how many streams it needs to be, but it needs to be like consistent for like a few people. And then if you do, you guys can start giving me primes. Start giving me them primes. We'll get you there, buddy. Thank you. I just gotta keep reminding people. This was fun. At least now we can kind of start changing up our Wednesdays. So I don't know what Wednesdays or Thursdays should be. I don't know if Wednesday should be like a gaming day since Hero's available and that's when he streams usually. So Wednesday might end up being like a gaming day, and then Thursday is when I do like the deep analysis. Because I'm trying to find a gaming day. I'm trying to find a gaming day. So this could be something we could do in the future. Have you watched or read Masamune-kun's Revenge? I know about it. Didn't seem that interesting from the little bit that I saw. I think I watched it early on. Like it seems like a show I would like when I was younger. But now that I'm older, it's like, it just doesn't feel like my kind of thing. That's all. I also stream Tuesdays. Yeah, but Tuesday is chapter day. Tuesday is chapter day. I'm not going to do like a video game on chapter day. Unless like my schedule clears up a lot more, I kind of doubt it, Great stream, Johan. Here's hoping for season 6. Good night, everyone. Yeah, we're definitely getting season 6. Friday is when we're getting season 6. I don't doubt this for a fucking second, dude. We are absolutely getting season 6. I bet we're even getting season 7. I have hope, dude. Dude, my hope is through the roof. Hopium through the fucking roof. Ruka looks like a toddler compared to me. I got fucking hopium through the roof. Really, really good the first watch. The second watch, I just couldn't finish it. What? Masamune-kun? Yeah, I'll definitely getting season 6 and have much more content in season 7. Makes a lot of sense. I'm betting the theme park. Yeah, well, Joypolis, bro. They already showed Joypolis. We're absolutely fucking getting it. Yeah, I'm definitely pretty locked in my schedule since being full-time. I'm kind of part-time, kind of. I like work a lot of days, but I'm not like full-time. Mostly because I can't get the hours, but even then, I don't want to work full-time, to be honest. Like, I want to work maybe 30 hours. And I know to some people that's fucking insane. You're like, what? How could you work 30 hours and like get what you want? And I'm like, no, I refuse to sacrifice my time for a company. I want to live my life. I want to invest in my time that I care about. But I'm still putting in hours. It's still doing my job. I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting my insurance. That's what matters, right? I'm not gonna over invest in a company, and like give up my life for that shit. I doubt they wrap things up by season 7. Hell no. Dude, like I said before, they already committed. They already got this far. They can't back out now. When they committed to making the Hawaiians arc, they can't back out now. They have to make it. They can't back out now. They have committed. Okay? They have committed. They cannot back out now. It's too late. They're in too deep. They can't get out now. They're going to adapt the whole thing. No, legit, they're going to adapt the whole thing. I genuinely believe so. They're going to adapt the whole thing. It's going to happen. They're gonna adapt the whole thing unless they like lose so much ratings that they can't. They're adapting the whole fucking thing. Bro, I feel like the fan base is also just so hooked. Like, it's something we as fans also can't drop until it's finished. Yeah, you guys have like a lot of fans. I think have like sunk cost fallacy, where they're literally addicted. It's literally a fucking addiction for you guys. For me, I just love it. Like for me, I just straight up love it. This is like my Kingdom Hearts. You know, I just love this shit. I'm not in it for some sunk cost fallacy. The fucking what is it? Something syndrome, like I forgot what it's called. It's like when it's like when you're with an abuser and then you start liking them. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, it's not that shit for me. I just like this series. Like, I just love it. I don't care. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to see them get together. I wanted to keep going after that point. I love it where it is right now. I don't fucking care. I enjoy this series. Everyone else is stupid in my opinion. Stockholm Syndrome. Thank you. Yeah, I don't fucking have Stockholm Syndrome, dude. I fucking love this shit. Like everyone else tried to convince me for the longest time, like, oh, you're fucking taking shit. No, fuck you. I just love this shit. I don't care. It's also so entertaining. It's hard to explain, to be honest. I was never part of the hater crowd. It's just so damn good. It's because it's human. I talked about it in the previous stream. Go check out the previous stream when I start reading Reiji's interview. It should be after the chapter. I start reading Reiji's interview, and there's a part of it where I literally talk about why this series is so good. Why people like this series. And it's specifically because it's incredibly human. And what I mean by that is that the characters are flawed. The characters are both good people that do bad things. That's why you like it. It's so goddamn human. That's why you're hooked, but you don't want to associate it with that because that means it has good writing. That's why people don't do that. That's why people don't want to associate good writing with this series, and they don't want to explain why they actually like it, or they can't understand why they like it, because to them, there's no good writing. There is good writing. It's because the characters are incredibly human. That's why you like it. That's why you're hooked. Because every time they go through conflicts and experiences, it's interesting to you. Because they're human, and you're like, oh, what would it feel like to be in that situation? Or maybe you can relate to it. I can relate to some of this stuff. That's why you're hooked. Because these are very deeply human characters. Their conflicts are very real. They're very human. The things that they go through is very human. It's not just drama, right? What makes a good drama is human characters. You want a story to have good drama, good comedy, human characters. Knocks it out of the park every time. Reiji's comedy is also very unique. The way he finds comedy in storytelling is not like other storytellers, right? The other storytellers like Akasaka like just make jokes, right? They make jokes that make you laugh out loud. Reiji's comedy is very rooted in the stupidity of the human character or the flaws of the human character or just having fun even in the fucked up shit. So his that's when he says my work is 90% comedy, 10% serious, he's not lying. Because even in the serious moments there is comedy. And it works. I'll have to check this out. I think it came into the last stream late, but yeah, I swear that's exactly why it's just so human. Like plenty of people are going through the type of situation right now. Yeah, and it's like it's exploring how flawed and messy love is. You know, love is flawed. Love is messy. It fucking hurts. And the story's just okay getting into that. That's why you like it. You know? You can say you hate these characters all you want, but understand the fact that you feel such a visceral emotion for these characters is proof that they're well written. Because a character that can evoke a very strong emotion from you probably has something behind it that can back that up. Right? If a character is boring, then you don't care. You're not interested. You don't give a shit. That means the character is not interesting. If a character makes you very happy, or if a character makes you very mad, or if a character does both, they're good characters. Whether you agree with that or not. Like, to me, the writing in the story is good. Because the conflicts are interesting. All the characters are incredibly human, not just the girls. The story is very different from traditional rom-coms. It's never easy to predict because you're kind of trying to follow a pattern that the story refuses to give you. And Reiji has a lot to say and talk about. You know, the loneliness factor element of this story is very deeply rooted that everyone can understand it. Everyone feels loneliness. Everyone feels love at some point in their life. Whether it's from a parent or for someone else, or maybe it's just a crush, you felt it. So a lot of the stuff this story talks about is very universal. The gender conflicts in this story, mommy is crazy and weird, and yet she's pretty human, you know? She's a very flawed character, and it makes her interesting. So I just refuse to agree with the idea that this story is poorly written, because if it wasn't, you bitches wouldn't be fucking grifting it. You wouldn't be LARPing it. You wouldn't be farming it for hate views, right? You wouldn't be investing this hard into it if you didn't know that it evoked emotion from people, that people gave a shit about this to some degree, right? People wouldn't be fucking grifting it if they didn't care. You grift it because it gets something out of someone, right? Oh, this series represents all these things I don't like, which means to someone else it could represent something they do like. The list can go on. The story absolutely has good shit that people just refuse to fucking give a chance. And that's their fault. Like, if they don't want to engage with the story, like, I think this story, the biggest weakness of this story, in my opinion, is that it needs people to engage with it. This is a story that needs people to engage with it. And in modern times, where people don't like engaging with narratives, this is why people can misunderstand this story. This story gives you enough to engage with it actively, right? And people do engage with it, but the reason people don't engage with it in a way that the story wants you to, and the story recognizes this, is that people don't know how to engage with media anymore. You'll notice when you watch content creators, what they'll tell you is the story should make me feel something, right? They never want to meet it halfway. They don't want to meet the story halfway, where they put in an effort to feel the emotion. Reiji recognizes this. So what does he do? He guides you along in the 90% comedy, and then the 10% seriousness, when you start suddenly crying, that's because you didn't realize you were engaging with the story. And that's why you cried, right? The story has been engaging you this whole time. You just didn't notice. And you haven't been putting in the effort to engage with it, to understand it better. And so you don't know why you're crying. You'll often see that. I can't tell why I'm crying. Like, this is so good. Why is this so good all of a sudden? It's like, it's been there the whole time. You just didn't notice. And the story does that a lot, right? If it was poorly written, I swear the ratings wouldn't be as good as it is. Also, the haters deep down inside love it because they're relatable, and some even learn a lot about themselves. Yeah, but a lot of the haters for this particular manga are just grifters, so they're not actually, like, they don't know anything about it. Like, they just know what people said. They don't actually know anything about it. So that's just not always a fair argument. That's just for some people who might read it. Like your description, I would say kind of fits Gigok. Your description, I would say kind of fits Gigok. He's a tsundere. So he just refuses to admit, like, how much he actually likes it. He kind of says it. He says it's peak, but a lot of the times it's, like, ironic. You know? He says it very ironically. So that description kind of fits him. Like, you know, he knows he kind of likes it, but he won't admit, like, fully how much he likes it. Granted, he is making, like, a super long video about it, so maybe in some way he admits it. He just doesn't know where he likes it from. You know, maybe he's just like, I enjoy the spice. You know, that's his reasoning. I enjoy the spice. Okay, we'll end it here. I already stayed a little longer than I had intended to, so I'll end it here. I'll see you guys later. Take care. See you tomorrow. We'll stream